everybody, welcome back. We're going to be going through Nickole Atkinson's police interview today. I want to be paying special attention to the competency of the police. You know, the more and more you look into this case, the more you see wrong with this case. Hello. Anyway, it's quite funny as well. There's this point in the beginning, I think, where she starts to try and sell Thrive to the detective. Detective's like, tell me about this Thrive patch. What is it? and opportunist Atkinson just launches herself at the opportunity, right? She starts going, well, you know, it's basically a vitamin patch that's time-released into your bloodstream throughout the day, so it fixes your cravings, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Unless you want to hear more, you know. I thought she was going to pull out a binder and start going through the platinum package. Anyway, let's check out what it is, right? Okay, it's all about... we're going to be going through it, we're going to be going over it, and we're... where's the video?
Hello. Hi there.
Hello.
Are you Nickole?
Hi.
Hi. Agent Greg Zettner with Colorado Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
I just talked to you on the phone a few minutes ago. So, can we go down to the little conference room on the end here and talk? I'd appreciate that.
Has he just run down the hall to get here or something? It seems like he's a little out of breath. Yeah, are you Nickole? I just spoke to you on the phone a few minutes ago, from 5 miles away. Excuse me while I just go and pour some Gatorade over my own head.
How do you like the weather?
And it's raining like crazy.
What is he doing? I love that they left this part in. Now it sounds like he's unzipping his fly. I mean, what is going on? Salutations to curiosities of an eccentric cat woman. Good job.
All right. And is it Nichole? Nickole? And I'm sorry, what did you say your last name was again?
Do you want my married one that happened a month ago, or because it hasn't changed yet, or the one that's on my driver's license?
What's on your driver's license?
Right now, Utoft, but
How do you spell that?
Utoft, but that should change tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay. To Atkinson?
Yeah, Atkinson.
Okay. And that 970 number, that's what I called you on?
Yeah.
That's the best number for you?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your home address?
229 Florence Avenue,
Florence.
Firestone.
Firestone. Hey.
805.
Hey, thanks so much for this super chat, Just Suze. We appreciate that, Just Suze. I'm going to put a little love, a heart on it and everything. Look at that. Wow. This is so great. Thank you, Just Suze, for this very kind super chat. What a great way to start the stream.
And what's your date of birth?
6/4/81.
Okay. All right, so I understand that you are pretty good friends with, is it Shannon or Shanann?
It's Shanann. You pronounce it like shenanigans.
Okay.
Everybody calls her everything else but that, but it's Shanann.
Right.
It took me like 2 years to get it down.
Okay, yeah, I've heard Shannon, I've heard this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. So
It took
Shannon,
you
okay.
2 years.
So I understand you and Shannon are pretty good friends. Is that
I mean, yeah,
correct?
we hang out a lot.
Hang on. It took you 2 years to get it down that Shanann is pronounced like shenanigans. And by the way, I can't stand the think of it like shenanigans thing. What an icebreaker, huh? Whenever someone asks Shanann how to pronounce her name, she says, "Oh, it's Shanann," just like shenanigans. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Beautiful. Ugh. Can you imagine how many times Chris had to hear that? I bet Nickole Atkinson never made a joke like that. It's Nickole, spelt like Nickole. Actually, they're all spelt weird, aren't they? We've got Nickole Atkinson, or Utaft, Nee Utaft, who spells it Nickole. Then you've got Nickole Kessinger, which is Nichol. Noe. And then the regular way is with an E. I mean, it's ridiculous.
We have kids the same age.
Okay.
I met her because her mom started working for me when I was running a whole bunch of salons and decided to change professions, so now I'm here. But
Okay.
that's not important.
Decided to change professions or was pushed into a pyramid scheme? Don't they all say that? Oh, how did you get into this? Well, you know, I had been a salon owner for 20 years already, and I just decided to change professions. Yeah. Someone walked into my life with a deal that was, you know, too good to say no to or believe. I wonder if she's still doing it, or is it back at the salons now already? What did that take, a year?
All right. So how long have you known Shannon?
3 to 4 years, I would
Okay.
say. It was when Bella was little, and then she was pregnant with Cece, and Cece just turned 3, so.
Okay. So Bella is the older one, right?
And Bella's 4.
Bella's 4. And then is it
Cece-
Celeste?
It's
actually?
Celeste, and
Okay.
she goes by Cece, yeah. Or they call her Cece.
Right.
Celeste.
She's 3.
Yeah, she
Okay.
just turned 3.
She goes by Cece. Yeah, what's printed on her business card? She did correct herself, didn't she? She said, well, you know, they call her Cece. She goes by Cece. Oh. Yeah.
In July.
Okay. Okay. And okay. That's into. You guys have kids that are close in age?
Yeah, my youngest is Madison. She's 2 and will be 3 in October. So
Okay.
we go to their house, or they always ask, "When's Madison coming over?" If I go by myself and
Sure.
they're there. So
Okay. So since you've known Shanann for about 3 to 4 years, when did you meet Chris?
the same time I met Shanann, I actually got invited by her mom, Sandy, over for Cece's first birthday party.
Okay.
I mean, I like talked to her in passing, but to actually like say I got to know her and stuff like that. I met her before, but not like where we developed a friendship. So, Cece's first birthday party around then, I went over and I met the whole family and spent
Okay.
some time with them. So, and ever since then, because we have the same kids in age, and she got me doing Thrive with her. So.
Okay. What is Thrive? I've heard about that. I don't
So
know exactly what that is.
It's these patches that we wear,
Mhm.
and it's a nutritional
Careful.
supplement.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just.
Something tells me the detective's going to go home with a trunk full of patches. And, you know, stop off on the way home to try and think of how to explain this to his wife. This is our route to $10 million. Look at the brochure, they promise. They say 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Patches, but that's the gist of it.
Okay.
Unless you want more information.
I've heard of it. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
So-
it's a nutritional supplement.
Yeah, backtrack on that, detective. Yeah, no, I've heard of it. It's just a shame we can't see the video because I just know that Nicole's eyes lit up there just to see what his reaction was. What if he'd have said, "Well, I am actually interested. I'm thinking of a change of career myself. The police force has been great, but it's long hours and the pay is not, really going up in line with inflation. So, yeah, tell me more. Do you have a brochure? Speak to me after the interview." But obviously the detective completely backed off, didn't he? She suddenly went with these big wide eyes looking for any reaction of positivity towards what she was saying, which was, unless you want to know more, then suddenly she pulls out the membership pack, right? And explains to him, look, there's these tiers, so you'll be one of my, what are they called? Downlines. You'll be one of my downlines, but then in your area, you're going to sign up, 50 people below you and get a cut of all of what they sell to their customers. So think about it. Even if you're getting 20 cents per patch, times 1,000 a month, times 50 people below you, pretty much, this time tomorrow you're in six-figure territory.
It just time releases vitamins and minerals into your body all day long, so it gives you like mental clarity and energy.
Mental clarity, yeah? And how do you gauge that exactly? Mental clarity 100% guaranteed. It says so on the box. Oh, yeah. Mental clarity and emotional freedom. Guaranteed. Wear the patch.
All right.
You actually stop craving stuff that you normally would want, like ice cream. I don't crave ice cream anymore.
Really?
I quit drinking soda. I don't.
Yeah, you know what else you can do for that, Nickole, is get some fucking willpower, okay? It stops you craving, because usually I crave and then I have no control. So I just sit in the food store eating ice cream right out of the chest freezers, right? I have to take the empty tubs to the cashier and pay. It's embarrassing. But now, with the Thrive Patch, my cravings, they all went away. Just like the spark between Chris and Shanann. That chemistry, it wasn't there. Yeah, I mean, what is the... You actually start craving stuff that you normally would want, like ice cream. I don't crave ice cream anymore. It wasn't the ice cream you craved. It was a manufactured, addictive sugar product. Okay? How much sugar is in a fucking carton of Ben & Jerry's? About a year's, advised, what do you call it? Adult intake. How do you say that? What is the words? Can somebody give me words and then I can use them and rearrange them and make a sentence, because I'm no good at that.
Drink coffee.
Oh. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So were you and
Arizona.
Shanann? See, now you got me wanting to say shenanigans.
Right.
So were you guys together in the Thrive part of this? Is that like a...
It's a home-based business.
Okay.
It's kind of like Mary Kay, or it's a direct sales thing.
Gotcha.
So she actually, when I went to Cece's birthday party 2 years ago, gave me a sample, and then I went over to her house and we had play dates and whatnot for a year. We'd go to lunch or whatever here or there, like girlfriends do. And then a year ago, I finally...
Bethany Bears has come back. Welcome back, Bethany. Bethany says, I don't understand how people still choose to work for MLMs these days with all the bad press around them. Well, yeah, but that's the thing with people's greed, isn't it? It never goes away. And it's the best thing to take advantage of, You can't sell to an honest man. It's not possible. An honest man isn't interested in a product that promises to make him feel better, right? Through whatever method that might happen, be it high earnings or emotional well-being or mental clarity. It says so on the box. The promise of wealth and fortune, autonomy. Oh, and you do all that working from home? Oh yeah, I'm a $200,000 a year ring earner. There's my ring. Yeah, it means I make $100,000 a year whether I get out of bed or I don't get out of bed. So not only are you greedy, you're also a lazy slob. I mean, spend all day in your bathroom, in your bathrobe, maybe in the bathroom, who knows? That's where he eats. Oh. Yeah.
Decided to try it after the sample she got me sent there, and I was like, okay, I text her and was like, I'm gonna try it, and she's like, okay. And then like by day 2 I went over and signed up to be a promoter because I actually felt what it was doing for me. So I was like, and she's like, you just be a customer, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna talk about it. I want to make money off of it.
Well, it got into your bloodstream that quick, huh? And you felt the effects immediately. I don't think so. I mean, I really don't think so. I think Nickole was sold on patches because the real thing that she was getting involved with was becoming the bestie of Shanann, right? That's what was really on the table. That was the deal that Nickole Atkinson wanted, isn't it? You know, how do I become friends with that person who makes me feel so good? I'm gonna become a what do you call it? A partner, client, a downline. I'm gonna be one of her downlines. Then we'll get to see each other every day, which is fine. I'm not saying it was disingenuous, but you know, I don't believe that Nickole Atkinson, especially, no offense with her body mass index, that those little teeny tiny batches that are full of fucking ginseng and oyster powder and nothing, no, straight away, day 1, felt the effects, signed up immediately to become a distributor, a regional distributor. Yeah, I felt like a change of career. Yeah, I felt like a new best friend. Yeah. Oh. Fine. Sign up. I want to know if she's still doing it. And I would bet $100 right now that she's not. And I'll bet another $100 right now that in her view, she didn't stop selling Thrive because it was a shit idea. She stopped selling Thrive because it was too upsetting because of what happened to Shanann. Okay, Shanann became synonymous with Thrive and she couldn't do it anymore. Right? It wasn't because she got conned into a shitty product and ended up with a garage and basement full of stock that she had to buy out of her own pocket and now can do nothing with. $45,000 down the drain.
So,
okay.
yeah.
So you guys were wrapped up in the Thrive thing together.
Yes,
And
we
so-
left together. We fought together and we flew back together.
Okay, so you guys, was there like a Thrive convention this last
There
weekend?
was a training in Arizona
Okay.
that some of the top
A Thrive convention. Could you imagine? Can you imagine?
leaders of the company were putting on.
Okay. Where was it in Arizona?
Scottsdale, at the Embassy Suites.
Okay.
Embassy Suites.
And so you guys went there. When did you guys go?
Let's check that out, huh? What do you think a function room at the Embassy Suites Scottsdale looks like? Let's go back to the year 2018 and have a look where Shanann was that that day, her last day of her life, right?
I left here at 4 o'clock on Friday morning. So it was Thursday night. Friday morning, and I drove from here to her house and picked her up, and then we drove to the airport.
Okay. Do you remember what time you picked her up?
I was around 4:30.
In the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys had a really early flight, I assume?
Yeah, we flew out at 7.
Do you know
I can
airline?
pull it up. It was Southwest.
Southwest?
Yeah, I can show you the boarding passes if you want. They're on my phone.
And you flew from here to Scottsdale?
Phoenix.
Phoenix, okay.
It's about 20.
That's Sky Harbor, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you picked her up on, that was Thursday,
Thursday.
you said? So
Mhm.
what day was it? Thursday the 9th, is that right?
Well, it was Friday morning, so it would have been the 10th.
Oh, I got you. Okay, August 10th at 4:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your flight was at what time? 7:10, you said, something like that?
We flew out at 7.
7? Okay.
Mhm. So we got to the airport like right around 5 o'clock.
Sure. Okay. So you picked her up from her house.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one on,
2825.
yeah, what's her address? 2025?
2825. It just escaped me. Give me a second. Saratoga.
Oh, there you go.
I was like,
Saratoga Trail, is that right?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's have a little quick look at the Arizona Scottsdale Embassy Suites in Scottsdale by Hilton. Oh, no. What happened? Booking? No. View now. Site has opened a new window. Well, I'm aware of that. I didn't ask it to. Prick. What? I don't want to sign in, I just want to view. You're a damn fool. Okay, I had it a second ago. Wait, right here. Wait, right here. Okay. So that could have been Shanann's bedroom right there, huh? Could be the very bed. I wonder how much that bed would be worth now, today, 8 years on. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm. Very modern. Very modern. Very Arizona, though, isn't it? Those accent colors of palm tree green and, well, not maybe cactus green, I suppose. Cactus green and sandy stone. Why doesn't anybody, any interior designer or architect in Arizona, ever mix it up a bit? You know, why have we got to have? Why does every hotel look like it's a scene from Breaking Bad? You know, same color palette. The desert. Uh-huh. You know, I mean, I've seen worse. Oh, is that the function room? That's where they would have been. Look, right? That's where they would have had the if it was legal shield. or what did it used to be called? Prepaid legal. It would be the business breakfast, the business briefing, the business brunch, the business ball, and the business banquet, right? All in one place, all under one roof, a business roof. Even the snacks look like the desert. I mean, I want to see some, I don't know, something with some colour. What the fuck? What is that? What's that table thing in there? What? Is that like it's for accessibility? Disabled, right? Oh, the Grand Hall. Yeah, I'd find that absolutely fine. It's just a hotel, isn't it? But it's not too bad. Carpet's a bit suspicious. What's it trying to hide, right? They've chosen a carpet which would make it very difficult to see if there was anything that you wouldn't want to be on the floor, right? Clever. That's the Arizona thinking, isn't it? Centuries of dragging sand in on their boots. Sand into the house from their boots, and they've come up with this. Fucking photographer got a bit arty there, didn't he? Look at it. Oh, yeah, symmetry, yeah. Yeah, tell me about the rule of thirds. Oh, here we go. Fucking, now I feel like I'm in Nancy Guthrie's house. What is it with these archways through everywhere that they do? I feel like a conquistador. Big gym, isn't it, for a hotel? It's mainly running machines. Do you ever have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Do you ever have 6 people running in there at the same time? It's not an actual gym, or it might be. It could be. You could charge membership for that. Another desert breakfast, okay. Can we zoom in on the blackboard? What is it? Salads, barbecue pork shank. What? Pork shank is cooked slowly. You don't put it on a barbecue, do you? It's supposed to be, melt up. What is it? Fall off the bone. Slip off the bone. What is it? And the pork ribs just fell off the bone. Again, totally inoffensive, apart from that suspicious carpeting, which I do not trust. Oh. Cow print, yeah, because everything's like hide, rawhide. You go into the foyer and they're fucking playing rolling, rolling, rolling on the jukebox. What's the modern word for a jukebox? Or don't they have them now? You just Bluetooth the song you want to listen to and hear it alone on AirPods. Everyone in the bar, listening to their own music. Sounds all right. Yeah, they've tried to make that coffee maker look expensive by giving it a German spelt sounding name. The Keurig. Yeah, you're not fooling everyone, okay? We're a long, long way from Braun. What is this? Look at this. Cream, 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 cream sweets. Chocolate, chocolate, just, you know. Is it necessary? I mean, it would take me more than a month to get through all of that. You know, and you know, I wouldn't want to. I'd feel sick all month. They have weddings here. Where are we getting married? The Embassy Suites in Scottsdale. No, seriously. I'm not telling that to my parents. Thank you. Where are we getting married? Now I hear Tobago is nice, or Trinidad and Tobago. Your choice. One of those three options will be fine. So it's a 4-star. God, if that's what passes for a 4-star, I'm a bit less impressed by the idea of Shanann and Chris going to a 4-star luxury hotel in Aspen. Would it have been that good? I mean, would it have been any good at all? If it had been a 5-star hotel in Aspen, you know, that must be all right? That must be all right. If it's 5-star, you can trust. Anything above 5-star, you know, it depends on the location. Depends. Anyway, let's go back to crime.
And did you go inside?
Nope.
Did you
Because
just
the
wait
kids
out
were
front?
sleeping. She
Okay.
said, just text me when you get here. She was actually waiting on me.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Good to see you, Michelle. Good to see Madeleine as well. How we doing, Madeleine? Why haven't you become a member? We've got a members only live tomorrow, and you know, I just don't want you to be left out.
Front porch.
Oh, she was? Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't see any of the kids? You didn't see Chris?
No.
She was just on the front porch
Yeah.
with a bag, suitcase?
She had a carry-on suitcase in her purse.
Okay. You remember what color her carry-on was?
It's black. It's in the house sitting right by the stairs.
Is it? Okay. I've been in there. So carry-on. Did it have
It was
wheels?
sitting there, yeah.
Okay. Like your regular carry-on?
Yeah, I think it's like a, I don't know, it's black and has some patent leather on it.
Okay.
It was sitting in, because I've been in the house in the last 2 days, it was sitting right by the stairs
Okay.
when we went in yesterday.
Okay, so you pick her up at 4:30 at her house. She's got the carry-on and her purse.
Mhm.
What kind of purse does she have?
It was a Dolce & Gabbana, like beige colored. It's in
Beige.
the house too.
Okay.
I found it in her office when we went through the house.
So it's in the office?
Yeah, it was in her office,
Okay.
like right inside the door. I don't know how I walked past it as many times as I did, because when we went in, I was concerned about Shanann,
Mm-hmm.
because, I don't know, I can let you ask your questions, I can tell the story as you ask them, or I can just tell you, I don't know.
We'll kind of muddle through this. So
Okay.
just go ahead. I'll interrupt if I have a question.
So I was concerned because normally when we come back from these, she harasses me, and I don't want to say harass me, but she harasses me the next day, like, come on, let's call people, let's get things going, let's work business. And she didn't call it, or she didn't text that morning. Like, usually I have a text message between 6:30 and 7:30 from her if she wants to do business or wants to get together or whatever. And I had signed up a new promoter over the weekend, so we had plans to go to lunch with her at 1:30. And I woke up at like 7:45 that morning, and I didn't hear anything from her. I thought it was odd, but I knew we were both tired, so I rolled over and went back to sleep. And then I woke up and I still hadn't heard anything from her, so I texted her. Like I said, I can show you the text.
Yeah.
I just have to skim through them. She's usually on the top. I texted her on yesterday morning at 8:43 a.m. asking her, how are you?
8:43.
Yeah. And then I texted again at 8:55 and said, just wanted to see if you were okay. I know you're hurting a lot last night. I hope you're okay. She's 15 weeks pregnant and she was having a lot of migraines over the weekend. And she she was tired. She wasn't eating because of what was going, like we were pushing food on her and water because she was dehydrated and not eating like she normally does. And I presumed it had to do with what was going on with Chris. So.
All right, hang on. Let me catch up with you real quick.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Okay, so migraines. Let me make a few notes so we can come back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got only part of the story, so I may not be able.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I can
totally
go back
following
to your
with
questions if you want. I can jump back.
Okay, let me go back to the beige purse. Real
Okay.
quick. So that was the beige purse that she took with her on the trip, and it was in the office.
Yes.
Where you found it. Okay.
Yes.
Is that an unusual place for that to be?
I mean, no. I mean, I don't pay attention to where Shannon puts her purse or whatever. So no, I don't think so. But usually she has it.
Michelle, what is this? 4-4 or 4-5? Do you mean the stars? Is it a 4-star out of 4-star? I've never heard of. There's no such thing as that. I mean, it's 5, and then you have any number up to 5.
On the counter when I'm there because we're getting ready to leave. So
Okay.
I don't know.
So did you move it at all, or did you just leave it where it was?
I told them I found it, and then they asked me to get it. The police officer did, and Chris. So I went and grabbed it, and I gave it to Chris. I didn't go through it. I gave it to him and let him go through it.
All right. Okay, let's go. So I'll let you tell me your story,
Okay.
and then we'll go back through and I'll ask you questions about
Okay.
that. Okay.
So
So let's start with you go to the conference and
we came home.
came home.
We came home.
What time did you come home? Let's start with that.
So our flight was delayed. We were supposed to fly out at 8:45, I believe. I'd have to look at the boarding pass and get here at 11:25. And our flight got delayed and we didn't actually take off. I want to say it was 10:20 is when we boarded the plane. And we didn't get here until 12:45 in the morning.
12:45. Okay.
And then I dropped her off between, I thought it was around 1:45 because I got home a little after 2. But the neighbor's security system has me dropping her off at 1:48.
Okay.
And then I went home and I didn't talk to her again that night.
Okay. And what time did you get home?
I got home a little after 2.
little after
Like
2.
it was like 2:01 or 2:03.
Okay.
It wasn't like we live really close together.
How far do you live away?
From her house to my house, I would say like 5 or 6 miles.
Okay.
It's on the other side of I-25, so
Okay.
over in Firestone.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
So then that morning I woke up and I texted her,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, I asked her if she was okay, and then and then at 8:55 I texted and said, just wanted to see if you're okay. I know you were hurting a lot last night. I hope you're okay, because she was in a lot of pain on the plane. Last year in August she had a neck surgery and had to have a degenerative disc fixed. So her neck was really bothering her, and because we'd sat in the airport extra long, she was sitting for extra long, and she was in a...
Do you think Shannon had one of those neck pillow things that you take on a plane, or that some people take on a plane? Do you think it was, the pattern was, what would it have been? A ladybug. Yeah, a ladybug aeroplane neck pillow. Actually, I think it would have been just purple, right? Maybe two-tone purple. Purple and gold.
a lot of pain. I don't know if it was that, and then she had a headache.
Hey, Trial Watchers Guild, how you doing? Hello, chatters. Hello, Michelle. Sorry, please. Good to see you. Boom. Sorry, please. Says billions of stars in the galaxy, and hotels can only have 5. Yeah. Madeline, where have you been? You have been missed. She's been trying to work out how to become a member of True Crime Metrics. The good news is I could just put this link right in the chat. Then anybody that loves memberships and loves metrics.
On top of it, so that's why I texted her that morning, because like I said, it's not normal for her not to text me in the morning usually.
Does she have medication that she generally takes for the?
Yeah, she had, I don't know what it is, but she did have migraine medicine with her, and then she also had anti-nausea medicine with her that she was taking over the weekend.
Okay.
And they
Did migraines make her sick?
Yeah.
Like nauseated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that she's pregnant too, so I don't know if she's taking the anti-nausea for the migraine or
There
for the
is that,
pregnancy.
yeah, right.
So, yeah. So then I didn't hear anything, and I knew she had a doctor's appointment at 9 a.m. That was the other thing. On the way home, she was saying that in the car, she said, it's gonna really suck to get up in 3 hours. And I was like, that's only 5:30. Why are you getting up in 3 hours? And she's like, cause Cece will be up, the baby. She's like, she's still on North Carolina time, because they had just the week prior come back from being in North Carolina for 6 weeks.
Okay. Who all was in North Carolina?
Cece, Bella, and Shanann all went out. I could look on the calendar and tell you the dates. At the end
26th
of June. And then Chris went out the last week and then flew back with them. They were there. Let's see. We came back from San Diego on the 25th, so she flew out on the 26th of June, and then they came back, and then Chris flew out there on the 31st of July, and then they all flew back on the 7th of August.
Okay. So, the doctor's appointment, was that prenatal?
Yeah, it was a prenatal appointment.
Okay.
And so I texted her and said how her appointment went, asked her how her appointment went. Find it again. I texted her and again at 9:21 and said, let me know how your appointment goes. And then at 11:46, because I thought she might be busy out running errands or whatever. I mean, it wasn't like her, but...
Is it unusual for her not to return text?
Yeah.
Yes, very unusual. Because of her business, that's how she
She usually has Chris do the errands and laundry.
communicates with everybody. She's constantly on Facebook, and that was the other thing. She didn't post on social media that morning. And if you go back and look through her Facebook, she has posts anywhere from 5:30 to 7 in the morning, every single morning. Every morning. It's very unlikely.
And she didn't on the 12th.
Correct.
And then that's unusual.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I looked on Facebook, because I hadn't been on Facebook either, I was actually I drove to Longmont around 10 to go look at a house for the other gal that was with us in Arizona. Her name's Cassie. They're supposed to be moving out here. So I went to go look at a house for them, and after I did that, I was like, I haven't heard from Shanann, have you? And she was like, no, I haven't either. She's not returning my phone calls or texts. Like, we both have called and texted her. So at 11:46, I said, I'm very worried about you. I'm coming to your house. And the reason I decided to go to her house was because I had watched the dog Dieter, the week before. And I didn't bother Chris because I knew he figured he was at work. But I figured, like, well, maybe after he left for work, she passed out or something. She's pregnant. She wasn't feeling well. Something. So I was like, I'll just go to the house and see if she's there. And if her car's there but she doesn't answer, then I'll use their code to go in. So I had my son with me, my 16-year-old and my 2-year-old, and I go to their house and I knocked on the door and I rang the doorbell, and her shoes that she had on the night before were right inside the door. And those shoes she wears everywhere. It doesn't matter if there's, like, unless it snows 3 feet, she will put on tennis shoes, but they're flip-flops. She wears them everywhere. So I was like, well, that's odd if she's not here. And she buys the same damn flip-flops every year because she likes them that much. Like,
Well, do you know what kind of brand name they are?
I don't. I have a picture of them.
Could you send me some of this stuff?
Yeah.
Could you, if you have a picture of the flip flops, that'd be great. And could you, do you know?
And also send me some information pack about Thrive. I want to get in on this.
Do
Yeah.
like screenshots. Can you send me
My text?
those texts? That
Yeah.
also that'd be perfect. If you could send them to that phone number I called you on, that would be
Okay.
great. What color are these flip flops?
They're black.
Are they like regular between the toe flip flop?
Yeah.
Okay. And those were inside the door, and you could see them.
Yeah, I could see them because the way their door is, it's a door and then there's 2 glass panels on each side.
Okay.
So I knocked, I ring the doorbell.
And she
nobody-
always wears those.
all the time.
Nothing else.
I mean,
Ever.
she wears other shoes, like if she goes out on a date or something, she'll wear other shoes, but she's always in those flip-flops.
Okay.
Like we went to Arizona and that's the only shoes she brought with her.
Okay.
And then,
Okay, I have a question. Why does Chris, why, obviously she does have a huge shoe closet, but she's got this thing about this pair of flip-flops. She won't wear any other shoes unless it's 3 feet of snow, which really brings down your options to boots, right? So what's the point of the big shoe closet? The shoes she wears every single day, those little shitty flip-flops. She doesn't like wearing socks, okay? Okay?
oh, so she didn't answer. I knocked. She rang the doorbell. She didn't answer. And then I tried the code. I didn't even think to look for the car yet, but I tried the code. And then when I went to open the door, they have one of those locks like you have in a hotel room up top.
Oh yeah. The
So that was
thing that flip over.
that was flipped. So I couldn't get in, but I mean you could stick your arm in, but you couldn't get in.
Right.
So I was like,
So you have the code for the door.
I do.
Could you stick your arm in, Nickole? Or was it your son's arm? Because, that would mean different things, right?
The code for the door,
Okay.
but I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't get in.
Okay.
So then I was like, why would they flip this lock? The only time I know of them flipping that lock is when Cece, their 3-year-old, tries to escape. Or, I mean, I don't know if they flip it at night because I'm never there when they go to bed, but the only time I've seen them use it is when they're on the inside of the house. To keep Cece from going outside because she's at that age where she can open the door and she escapes. So the lock was flipped and I was like, I yelled through the door, nobody answered me. And then I told Nicholas, my son, I was like, because the garage panels where you can see in, it was too high for me. I'm like, come look and see for cars in the garage. And he couldn't, so then I backed my car up and pulled it up closer to the garage and he stood on my hood to look and see. And her car was in the garage. And I'm like, why would, like, in the back door they have a sliding glass door too that you can see from the front door and they have one of those things that comes down.
Hey, Nickole, I'm glad you were there and your instincts sounded the alarm and everything, but while you were going through these motions, did any part of you become a little bit concerned that you might just being really pestering and nosy? And any minute, Shanann's going to open the upstairs window and say, look, will you just fuck off, all right? I'm sleeping. Go. I mean, that would have been a great result, right? But it could have been the end of a beautiful friendship. I mean, we couldn't look in the garage, so I pulled my car right up to the garage and my son stood on the hood to look in. I mean, I'm surprised no one called the police on them.
That was locked
Key
too.
bar?
Yeah. That was locked too. And I'm like, and the dog was put up. And I don't know if they cage him all the time, but as far as I know, they only do it when they leave the house. So I don't know. And then I don't remember at what point I mean, I could look at my phone, but I did call Chris and said, I was like, Chris, I'm worried about Shanann. She's not at home, or I said her car's here, but she's not at home. And, do you know where she's at? Like, it's not, I haven't heard from her this morning. He then told me that she did not take the girls to daycare and they were going on a play date. And then I turned around and I was like, well, if they went on a play date, why doesn't she have her car? And then he proceeded to tell me, he's like, I don't know what Shanann's told you or hasn't told you, or if you know any of this, but he's like, and I'm not trying to bring you into our personal stuff, but me and Shanann are separating and we're going to sell the house. And at which point I said,
whoa, okay, so that's an interesting... Chris wouldn't be capable of thinking that up in the moment, so that was already a decided story in his mind. Let's see if we can break that down. When was that story decided inside his mind, right? Inside the mind. What was it? I don't know how much, I don't know what Shanann has or hasn't. Well, let's get it verbatim. Oh look, we've got it transcribed right here on Metrics.
said, Chris, your personal stuff is none of my business. That's not my concern. But if they went on a play date, why doesn't she have her car?
Right, if they went on a play date, why doesn't she have her car, mister?
And then he proceeded to tell me, he's like, I don't know what Shanann's told you or...
And then he proceeded to tell me, that's really... And then he went on about some bullshit that didn't matter, you know. Where are we here in the list? And then he proceeded to tell me, he's like, I don't know what Shanann's told you or hasn't told you, or if you know any of this, but, and he's like, and I'm not trying to bring you into our personal stuff, but me and Shanann are separating and we're going to sell the house. And at which point I said, Chris, your personal stuff is none of my business. That's not my concern right now. Either your wife and you will work things out or you won't, but where is your wife? Because she doesn't like, she goes everywhere in that car. It's paid for by the company. Like, it was just odd to me that the car was there.
Hasn't told you, or if you know any of this, but he's like, and I'm not trying to bring you into our personal stuff, but me and Shanann are separating and we're going to sell the house. And at which point I said,
so me and Shanann are separating. And we're going to sell the house. So he wouldn't have just come up with that on the way out to the gravesite, would he? So that was prepared, but for what? Because he wasn't anticipating that Nickole would come to the house and pose these questions so early. So what was that story prepared to handle? Some later question from one of her colleagues or friends to the same effect, but not so early, right? But Chris was prepared. He didn't expect to have to field that question so early, but it was definitely prepared. But is it the style? So the lies that he's been telling to Nickole have been all about, well, not all, but largely been about he and Shanann selling the house and separating. So it's at least in his mind there, right? But even so, it's a big move to take that you're feeding to your girlfriend and then start feeding it to Shanann's suspicious friends and colleagues with their growing concern, right? And their need for answers.
said, Chris, your personal stuff is none of my business. That's not my concern right now. Either your wife and you will work things out or you won't. But where is your wife? Because she doesn't, like, she goes everywhere in that car. She's paid for by the company. Like, it was just odd to me that the car was there.
Does she have any other mode of transportation?
No, that's her only vehicle.
Okay.
The only other vehicle they have is his work truck, and he's not allowed to drive anybody in it but him.
Okay.
Like, he will drive home from work, drop off the truck.
Hey, thanks so much, Stacy, for this great super chat. That's so much appreciated, Stacy. Thank you so much. Look at this. We reply. We reply? We can't reply. We'll reply over here. What does Bethany Bez say? Didn't one of them actually contact a realtor at some point? I think the fight they had when he killed her was about the divorce, etc. I'm not sure there was a fight. There's no indication of a fight. There's no report of a screaming match. There's no real marks on Chris. There was a little scratch on his neck, I think, but there's nothing, there's nothing broken. There's no evidence of a fight whatsoever. And why would Chris need to have a fight? This was a planned, calculated murder. Allegedly. Perhaps. Probably. But, so it wasn't like they had a fight and then he got really angry with something that Shanann said, and because of his anger, he went and murdered her. No siree. Why would you need to have a fight? Wouldn't it be better to just kill her in her sleep? Quicker, easier, less inconvenient for him. And Chris is all about moves that are less inconvenient for him, right? It's the only thing that matters.
And pick up the other car to go get the kids from school if he has to.
Okay. What time did you call Chris?
I called him at 12:27. And I called him twice. He didn't answer, and then I called again.
Okay.
And we had that conversation.
And that's when he said that
she was on a play date. And I was like, okay, but like, if they're on a play date, how'd she get him there? Because they're both in car seats.
Right.
He's like, well, a friend must have picked him up or something. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm busy and I'm at work. He's like, and because I was messing with the door, I set off the alarm system. So they called him at work. And he's like, are you messing with the door? I said, yeah, I tried to get in your house because I'm worried about your wife. And he was like, he's like, she's on a plane. I can't know to tell you. I'm at work. He's like, I'll try and contact her. And he hung up. So then I went and locked the front door, and my son...
Man, just imagine the pressure that was mounting on Chris. That's quite funny to think about, isn't it? You know, he's just hauled his wife's body out to the desert and buried her in a shallow grave, already dug, prepared, right? Obviously. You don't dig a 2-foot deep hole big enough to put a body in hard-packed Colorado desert earth in August, dry as fuck, right? You don't dig a 2-foot deep hole big enough to put a body in 30 minutes. I don't care how many thrive patches you've got stuck all over your back, fucking weirdo. You know? That's not happening. Spider-Man couldn't do that. Superman couldn't do... Well, maybe Superman. But definitely not Batman, right? And Chris is none of those. So that grave was already dug. Anyway, the stress of all that, and then whatever a psychopath like Chris would go through, murdering his children one by one in front of each other, letting them watch. Daddy, is what's going to happen to Cece happen to me? No, Daddy, no, Daddy. You fucking bastard. And then throw them in the oil. Okay, great. Father of the Year, great. Get him a medal, great. Then Nickole starts calling up saying, I'm worried about Shanann. Where is she? I don't care about your personal problems. Where's your wife? And then he's like, no, I'm busy. I'm at work. Busy man work. I have an oil rig to fix, don't you know? And then he gets a call from the alarm company to say someone is trying to break into your house / murder scene, where if they manage to get in, they will find all of the clues that you thought you didn't need to hide because you locked up the house. Yeah. He must have been kicking some rocks in the desert, huh? Motherfucking bitch. He must have just wanted to drive over there and run her down in his F-250, right? You know, you're ruining my plan. Do you know how much harder this is going to make it for me to be with Nickole? Nickole? Do you know that, Nickole? Do you know how much I love Nickole?
And I told him to stop it, and he set the alarm off again. And then Chris called again and said, "Are you still at my house?" And I told him no because we were leaving, but we left because I'm like, okay, well, let's go see if she went to her doctor's appointment. Because I was trying to like maybe, I don't know, maybe she did go on a play date. Who knows? So I drove to the doctor's office because I doctor there too, and I know they're not supposed to give out personal, and they didn't give out personal.
Maybe she did go on a play date, who knows? Well, maybe be a little bit more certain than that before you start breaking into the house. Fucking alarm companies calling Chris up at work twice. They're back.
Information, like I'm seeing it, I know the whole HIPAA laws and all of that. I just walked up to him and I said, I know you're not supposed to tell me this. I get it. I don't need other information. I just need to know if Shanann Watts showed up for her doctor's appointment. And the lady looked at me and I was like, please, I just need to know if I need to be concerned. And if she didn't show up for that appointment, I know I need to be concerned. And she told me she didn't show up for the appointment.
Okay. What time were you at the doctor's office? Do you remember?
Wow.
Well,
God, that's a good way to get information out of a confidential source, isn't it? Go for the emotional appeal. Burst in there. Look, I know you can't get any information, but I'm asking you woman to woman, okay? My friend, you ever have a best friend that brought you into a multi-level marketing scheme, but you didn't care because you got on that well? That kind of friend? You ever have one of those? That made you end up with a garage full of useless patches that are due to expire in 3 weeks? That kind of friend. I need to know if she showed up for her doctor's appointment, because if she didn't show up, I know I need to be concerned. And I'm going to go to the police. But I need your help. I mean, I'd have fired that person who worked at the doctor's surgery. There's no excuse for that. Confidentiality is not something that you choose, right? I don't care if the Pope walks in. Lips sealed.
I called Chris at 12:27. It's probably like 15 minutes from their house. I can give you the address of the doctor's office.
Yeah, if you know it.
It's 6, yeah, because I go there all the time. It's
Okay.
651 Mitchell Way. And it's in Erie, Colorado.
Do you think you're there 1 o'clock-ish, maybe?
Let's see. Cassie called me when I was leaving there and I was heading back at 12:40. So yeah, I would say around 12:30, 12:40.
Okay, 12.
Because I got 2 phone calls from our friends because they both wanted to know what was going on.
Okay. So you think it's about 15 minutes between their house and the doctor's office?
Mhm.
So we call it 12:45? Would that be accurate, you think?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, I'll call it, how about 12:40 to 12:45?
Okay.
Does that sound
Okay.
accurate to you?
Yeah, well, I left the house, when I called Chris was when I left the house shortly thereafter, and that was at 12:27, so.
Okay. All right, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, I know. So then, after I left the doctor's office, I was like, okay, something's seriously wrong. So, because I've been in contact with Cassie and Christina all morning, because these are people that would normally talk to her every day. I called them, I'm like, what do I do? Chris said she's with a friend, and they were both like, go back to the house and call the cops. So then I did, I drove back to the house, and I called Chris again, I said, I'm going back to, well, I texted Shanann again. I don't mean to jump around.
That's okay. I'm with you.
There's just, I don't get it.
Yeah, coffee. We do accept coffee if you want to support the channel. If you want to contribute to the channel in a more meaningful way, you can become a member on buymeacoffee.com and contribute your visions for the show. Just kidding. You get a free t-shirt. That's it.
I texted her, this is when I left the doctor's office, at 12:47. I texted her, I said, I've been to your house, you won't open the door, your alarm's set, your shoes are sitting inside, your car's home, I'm very concerned about you right now, I need you to text me or call me, I just want to know you're okay. If you don't want to talk to nobody, you don't want to be around anybody, I get it, it's fine, I just need to know you're okay. And she didn't respond. So I was driving back to her house at that point.
Okay.
And then Cassie had called Chris and told Chris that he needed to go to his house.
And who's Cassie?
She's one of the other Thrive Promoters, but we're all friends. She was in Arizona with us.
Okay.
She lives in Arizona.
Oh, she does? Okay.
Yeah.
And who is Christina?
Christina's also another friend, but she lived with Chris and Shanann for 6 weeks when she had her neck surgery. She lives in Hawaii, and she flew out here with her daughter and lived with Shanann for the 6 weeks when she had her neck surgery.
Okay, but neither of them are actually here?
No.
Okay.
That's why they were on the phone with me, because I called one of them and was like, have you, either one of you heard from Shanann? Because I hadn't heard from her either. So I started reaching out to people like, okay, if somebody's heard from her, at least then I don't have to worry.
Right. Okay, so you text her at 12:47 and you're going to her house.
Right.
What happens now?
So then I'm talking to, within all of this time frame, I talked to Kurt, I think I called Chris again. I talked to Cassie, and she said that she had talked to Chris and he was supposed to be at his house and be there in 30 minutes. And I was like, well, I'm on my way back. So I called Chris at 12:41.
12:49 you said?
12:41.
12:41.
I called him at 12:41.
Okay. Did you talk to him at that point?
I can't remember if I talked to him or he didn't answer.
Oh, Michelle, sorry, my mistake. The t-shirts are for lifetime members. But we will send you a mental t-shirt, a thinking t-shirt.
Okay.
I don't remember because I called him again at 1:31 because by this time I'd already been back to the house.
Okay.
And Cassie had said that he was coming back and he'd be there in 30 minutes. So that was in the time frame that I was driving back to the house.
Okay.
So I don't remember if I talked to him, to be honest with you, at the 12:41.
Okay.
But I did talk to him at 1:31 because he wasn't home yet and he should have been there if it was only going to take him 30 minutes.
Right.
So, and by that time I called the Frederick Police Department at 1:31 because I called Chris at 1:31. I called Chris and said, Chris, where are you? You said you were going to be here in 30 minutes. He's like, I'm on my way. I'm on I-70. I'm 45 minutes out. I said, well, I'm calling the police to do a health and wellness check. And I honestly couldn't tell you at that point what he said or didn't say.
Okay.
The phone call was, I don't even know. We'll tell you details.
Yeah, not like it would matter much. He said he was 45 minutes out. Yeah, I'll be about 45 minutes. No, let me give you a ring in about 3/4 of an hour, and I'll let you know how many minutes I'll be. But I have a feeling it'll be about 45.
I had an incoming call at 12:41 and it lasted for 42 seconds. I think that was him calling me to ask me if I was still at the house messing with the door.
At 12:41?
Yeah.
Okay.
You still at my fucking
And
house
then
messing with the door?
At 1:31, I called him and that's when I told him that like you're not here. And then he still wasn't at the house. By 1:52, I called again and was like, "Where are you?" But I had already called the police then, and they were on
What
their
time
way.
did you call the police?
12 or 1:33.
Did you call 911 or the regular line?
I called the non-emergency line
Okay.
because I didn't know whether they would consider that emergency or not. So I looked up the non-emergency line and called it.
Okay.
Well, he was there
And
in
then,
3 minutes,
So then 1:52, you said you got another phone call, or you
I
Chris
called him again and I was like, "Where are you?" Because the police were there and they wanted to know how far out he was because we couldn't get in the house. The police couldn't even get in the house.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, I don't want to break down the door if she's not in there." So, the police officer did. So he was checking windows and stuff and trying to figure out how he could get in. And then he said, he was like 10 or 15 minutes out or whatnot. I really don't remember.
Okay.
It was a very short conversation. No, I can tell you how long it lasted. I was on the phone with him for 17 seconds, so if that tells you.
Sure. That's short.
Yeah. So then Chris gets there, and
Oh, hey, thanks for these jewels. Sorry, please, but I gotta turn that shit off. You know, I gotta. You know, you wanna we don't care about jewels. We don't care about jewels. You know what we care about? Money. You know, so go to PayPal. PayPal is the best way to support the shit out of this, right? But it is optional. That's the great thing. That's the great thing.
the police officer was like, "Do you know where your wife is?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Well, can you open your door so we can go inside?" And he wasn't there yet. And then I called her mom, because her mom had lived there too. So I called Cassie because Cassie stayed with her, and then her mom stayed with her. So trying to get anybody to give us
Yeah, the jewels, they're nothing. They're nothing. They're nothing. They're horrible. They're horrible. But we appreciate it. We just think they're horrible and pathetic. But we do appreciate it, and we appreciate you. Sorry, please. Thank you.
the code to the garage because that was the only way to get in. So I let Chris go, and then I called her mom, and her mom didn't know what was going on. And I was like, "Sandy, do you have a code to Shannon and Chris's garage door?" And she was like, she started giving me numbers, but none of them worked. And then I, of course, had to tell her what was going on, and I didn't call her before that because I didn't want to upset her if there was nothing to upset her about. So, and then Chris showed up and let us in.
Okay. How did he let you in?
He opened the garage door.
Okay. So
And it didn't dawn on...
There's a front door and then a back sliding glass door.
Yeah.
And then is there a door through the garage as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. It didn't dawn on me at the time because he went to open the front door so we could come inside. But when we walked into the garage, or when the garage door opened, he immediately opened the car door and then bolted for the house. I've been trying to play this through my head so many times in the last 2 days.
Okay, let me see if I've got this straight. So he opens the garage door and it's you and Chris.
The police officer.
Oh, hey, look, we got a message from Rabbit Hole Rocks. How cool. Rabbit Hole Rocks says, should we put it on the screen? What does it say? It says, Not that one. This one. Rabbit Hole Rock says, thanks for the shout out on your video. Oh, no, just read. Wise words from True Crime's most helpful mistress. Thanks for the shout out on your video. I love your content and glad that there are more creators out there with a sense of humor that are not afraid to say how it is. Happy Saturday. How great. Thank you so much, Rabbit Hole. Yeah, good. I was a little worried, actually. You know, all the I've had Rabbit Hole Rocks on for the entire week, constantly. We've made it through every single one of the uploads, and now we're going through the lives. It's great. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. Rabbit Hole Rocks. But I can't remember what I said the other day. But it suddenly occurred to me, because when I found Rabbit Hole Rocks, I was like, oh, look, there's someone else who's like conscious, you know, and can think. Sometimes it's easy, you know, I'm talking about creators now, you know, all you guys in the chat are like that too, but you know, Rabbit Hole's a creator, but then it occurred to me, like, shit, what if she checked out this show and was like, you know, I look at hers and I think, wow, she's like, there's some weird coincidences. I was watching it earlier and she said something about, why is it called football when you mostly throw the ball? And earlier today, I was having that exact same conversation with my dog, right? I said to her, Soap, why do they call it football when they run with the ball in their hands? You know, so when I see Rabbit Hole Rocks, I think, wow, we think on so many of the same levels, and we find some of the same information, and we approach things with the same attitude, and all of this cool shit. And the natural thing to assume would be that she would feel the same way. But then I started to really doubt that. And I was thinking, shit, maybe she won't think that. And she'll think, what is he saying about me? He's saying we're like the same? I don't see it. Could you tell him to stop mentioning me on his show? I don't want the association. But no, loves the content. Thank you, Rabbit Hole, and happy Saturday also. Great show. Love the show. It's been so long. I've given you're the very first YouTube channel that I've ever made a special bookmark tab in my browser to get to. I was searching for it so much, I thought, why not just put a fucking link? Never done that for anyone else, apart from myself. But that's for business.
The police officer.
My 16-year-old, my 2-year-old, I think, was playing in the front seat of the car still at that point. And the neighbor might have been there by that point. The neighbor came over at some point.
Okay, so the garage door goes up.
Uh-huh.
And is Chris in first?
Yeah.
Who's behind him?
I think it was the police officer and then me and my son.
Okay, so as Chris walks by, what car is in the garage?
It's a white Lexus.
Okay, is it one of the SUV type
Yeah.
vehicles? I don't
Like
know.
a Ford Explorer type version.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And so he walks along the passenger side? I'm sorry, along the driver's side?
No, passenger side.
Passenger side.
And he opens the door. And it didn't...
Front or?
Front passenger door.
Front passenger door. Okay.
And I don't know why that's sticking out in my head, but it like distracted all of us because I started looking at the car and then I looked to see if the girls' car seats were in there and whatever. And then he went and opened the front door and it, like, I didn't even dawn to go on the front door. We all went through the garage. But he went around and opened the front door, did whatever he did. And I'm not trying to incriminate the man, I don't know what my friend
That's
is.
unusual.
And it doesn't explain things.
Okay. So let's see. So into garage. Opens front passenger door.
Mm-hmm.
You think that was an effort to delay?
I don't know, and it could just be me, like, my mind, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to, like, replay the events of what happened. It just was odd to me, like, if we're looking for them in the house, why did you open the car door?
Yeah,
It was
that
odd.
is unusual. Okay, so I assume that delay wasn't very long.
No, it was probably, like, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, I don't even know, it wasn't that long, but we went in the house, but I know I was like, because I looked and the car seats were in there, I'm like, if she's with friends, why are the car seats here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many friends do you know carry around extra car seats?
Yeah, none.
So, yeah, so that's where, like, the more I thought about it since yesterday, I'm like, why did he open the car door? Like, that's something you do after the fact, I think. Like, I'd go inside and see if somebody was in there or if they were okay. So,
Okay. So then you go inside.
we're inside.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And everybody kind of split. The police officer and him, like, everybody kind of split because we were looking for Cece and Bella and Shanann. Like, everybody just kind of split up because at this point, I don't know what you guys are considering this or not considering this, but at this point, we all split up and we're just looking to see if we can find them. Downstairs, upstairs, everywhere. Every room, everywhere. We're just looking. And they're nowhere in the house. They're nowhere. Like,
Okay.
nowhere.
Can you describe the house, inside of the house for me? I mean, is it in shambles? Is it
No.
messy? Is it
No,
neat?
it's clean. It's neat and
Is it
clean.
always that way?
For the most part, I mean, the girls might have.
Lenny says, I've been immersed in Rabbit Hole Rock since your recommendation. Good stuff. Good decision, Lenny. In fact, I think we should move the Metrics show to start right after Rabbit Hole Rocks. Or right before. Or a mix. But I don't know. I think we're two channels that could share. You know, basically, we have the same audience. I don't know. Or somewhat. Yeah, we should tag team it. 24 hours a day. If it's not Rabbit Hole, it's Metrics.
Have a couple toys out here or there, but no, it was really clean. Like, and Shanann's, like, I'm sure you're gonna go in her house at some point. She's very OCD. Everything's labeled. It has its spot.
Okay.
It doesn't move from that spot. If it does,
It has its spot. This is the spot. Oh, should we do a bit of Nickole as well? Nickole Kessinger tonight as well. I think maybe yes, because need some visual. Need some visual. Well, this is okay for now. We've got to get through it. We've got to get through it all, right?
it gets put back in that spot. Like, yeah.
Okay. Do you notice anything unusual? Does it smell weird?
No, it just.
Is anything out of place that
I mean,
you
I could say it
noticed?
felt weird, but
Felt weird.
it felt weird.
Let's talk about feeling weird.
I don't know. By that point, it felt like it had an eerie feeling to it. My mind wasn't in a good place
Okay.
because it didn't. She never leaves that car. Like, that car goes everywhere with her. I mean, unless she's out of town and Christine.
A collaboration show. I don't know what that would look like. I don't know. Is that a good idea? What would, like, two people on the same screen? I don't know. I think we both do our own thing. I mean, maybe it'd be fun with Rabbit Hole, but I don't know. But I do think that there's there could be some. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Needs the car because he has the girls. They always have that. She's always in that car. So, I don't know, it was just weird to me that the car was there. Her shoes were by the front door.
Okay.
So
would it be fair to say that for her to leave the house without her shoes and that car,
it's out of character.
it's very unusual for her?
Yes.
Okay.
And it got worse as we went on. So we all split up and we're looking for things. And then I'm not sure how we all ended upstairs, but we all ended upstairs at one point, and Shanann makes her daughter's beds every day. Like, I've been upstairs, they have a playroom upstairs, I've seen their rooms. Those beds were not made.
The beds were made.
The little girls' beds were not made. Shanann's and Chris's bed was stripped.
Okay.
All of the bedding was, and I don't know if all of the bedding, but the bedding was all over in the corners of the room. And I didn't touch it, I didn't go through it, I don't know, like, if sheets were missing or anything like that, but all of the bedding was stripped off the bed, which I thought was weird. And then the police officer had asked if she had her phone on her, and we didn't know at that point. And then like 5 minutes later, my son was like rummaging through the pillows on the sofa, and he found her phone shoved down in the cushions on the sofa.
Okay. All right. Let me back up to the bed real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So just so I'm clear. So the girls' beds were not made, and that's unusual.
Yes.
Okay. And then the bedding for their bed, which I would say was a master bedroom.
Yeah. You can see it from the stairs.
Okay. And it was all stripped off and then like piled in the corner, or
Yeah, there was a pile over in, like, if you were facing the room this way and the bed's right here, there was piles in the corner, both of these corners.
Okay. So it's in two corners. Okay, so was it just a bare mattress that you saw?
Yeah, there was a mattress cover on it, but like
Okay.
I don't know if it was a mattress pad or just a mattress cover, but there weren't any sheets or blankets or pillows on it.
Okay.
They were all on the floor, which I thought was odd because Shanann usually doesn't start a project unless she's going to finish a project because of her OCD-ness, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But Chris does all the laundry too, so if Chris left for work, why was the bed stripped?
Right.
And he says he takes care of all the laundry and does all the laundry, so that was the other thing. And I know they're silly little things, but like, why would he strip the bed before he went to work if Shanann was still there sleeping in it?
Okay. And you said the pillows were on the ground too?
Yes.
Did you happen to notice that the covers were on the pillows?
I didn't.
Okay. What color sheets were on the bed or were laying in the pile?
They were white.
Classic. What color sheets? What do you think the percent? What do you think the percentage of all sheets in the world? What percentage are white, including all the hospitals and hotels? Right. It's got to be most of them. It's got to be more than 60%, right? For sure. If you added up all the sheets in the world and made one big sheet, it'd be pretty white.
Any blankets or anything like that you noticed?
Yeah, there was blankets. I couldn't tell if that, like I said, they have like a down comforter or a duvet
Okay.
that was on the floor. I don't know if it had an actual cover on it or not, or if it was there. Like I said, I didn't touch. I tried to touch as least as possible.
Okay.
Because, well, at that point, bad thoughts were going through my head.
Okay, so after you leave anything else in the master bedroom that you
Well,
noticed?
we weren't in the master bedroom. I just saw that from the, like, I peeked in the door and saw it. I didn't
Okay.
actually go in yet. So then I turned around and the police officer had asked if she had her phone. And then Chris comes out of the
Okay.
master bedroom and says she left her wedding ring on the nightstand. I didn't see it on the nightstand, but he brought it out and had it in his hand.
Did she have it with her
Yes.
in Arizona?
Mm-hmm. It was on her hand. I mean, I don't think, the only time I've ever seen her take it off was when she had her neck surgery.
Okay.
Because she can't have jewelry on when you have surgery.
All right. Tell me more about the phone.
So my son, like I said, he was rummaging through the pillows because we were trying to see if her phone was there. Because if it was, it's usually where people normally put phones or whatever, by the bed or whatever. I don't know why he chose to look in the sofa, but he did. He's a 16-year-old. I don't know. So
Where is the sofa?
it's right outside. They have so you have Chris's and Shanann's room are right here. Then there's a playroom over here and a bathroom. And then there's a laundry room right outside their bedroom. And then there's like a family room, and then across the hall is the girls' rooms. Like not a hall, but like the corridor or whatever you want to call it, the family room.
Okay.
The girls' rooms are right across there.
And is this a 2-story?
Hey, Tanya Lancon, fresh out of Minnesota. Good to see you. Thank you for coming here to be with us.
Oh, okay.
It's Wolf 3. It's got a basement too.
Okay.
So my son found the phone, and it was stuffed down in the cushion.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where is the couch again?
like,
So it's in the family room?
yeah, it's right outside their bedroom, like maybe 5-10 feet from the bedroom.
Okay.
Probably more like 10 feet, I guess, because it's like, you have
What is the point of having a couch upstairs? Who has a couch upstairs in their house? Let me know in the comments, and tell me, like, in what circumstance do you use it? I mean, I can imagine sitting on the couch in the living room, and I can imagine going upstairs to bed. I don't know if I can really imagine sitting on a couch upstairs in the hallway. I mean, why would I do that? If I've already gone all that way up, I'll just go to bed. I mean, yeah. Is it instead of a spare room? They've got all that room in that house.
to walk around the corner and over to it.
Okay, he just starts taking off the cushions.
Yeah, he was just, because it's one of those couches that has the base cushions and then it's got a whole bunch of like throw pillows on it. So he picked up her phone and it wasn't on.
Okay.
And then at that point, because I called her mom and I called Cassie, we were all on the phone together and they were on speaker. So they heard everything that was going on and everything that was being said. And the police...
As you're walking through the house?
Yeah, because her mom was saying, like, look here, like, see if this is here. And I'm like, Sandy, calm down, let's first see if she's in the house. So, we found her phone, and Chris turned it on. The police officer asked him to turn it on. So they turned it on, and then it needed a code. I didn't know the code, but Cassie knew the code. It was the baby's due date.
Okay.
So we put that in, and then the last text and call that she had made was to Chris. Because they, I don't know, they popped on he started doing stuff to it, Chris did. Shanann's phone's an iPhone, I can't run iPhones, like I just, yeah.
Did you happen to see what time that last text was?
I didn't, I mean, and I don't know if it was a text, it was just like on the call log or whatever. I'm pretty sure it said, I don't know even know if it said Chris, I just not started to see, it could have said Cassie, for whoever texted her last, I don't know. So then, I walked away from the phone. I went downstairs because Sandy was like, Nikki, go look and see if the girls' meds are there. Because Cece, the 3-year-old, well, Bella too, but not as bad as Cece, they both have asthma, but Cece's highly allergic, like EpiPen, anaphylactic shock allergic to tree nuts. So Shanann always carries those stuff on her, like their inhalers, their EpiPens and stuff like that. So her mom said, go see if you can find the girls' medicine. So I went downstairs and I looked in the cupboard where I knew the medicine was. And I didn't see it, and I didn't even notice it till like a couple times passing or whatever. The thing that she carries them in, it was on the counter, but it was under the cupboard and it was like back in the corner. And I just like, I don't know, franticness, wasn't paying attention, but it was there. So she did not have the girls' meds with her. And then because we found the phone, she was like, is her purse there? And I'm like, I don't see it anywhere. So then I started rummaging through the house trying to find a purse, and I didn't find it. And I'm like, no, her purse isn't here. I was like, so maybe she did go somewhere with the girls, like thinking that she did. And then, it was odd to me because there was a pair of CC shoes right there, I saw it outside their shoe closet. And then there was a pair of shoes right by the back door. I think they were Bella's. And then for whatever reason, there was 2 pairs of shoes of the girls' shoes out on the back porch on a chair. And, I mean, Shanann, the girls have a blanket out and she says it's dirty and picks up after them. I mean, they very rarely have stuff scattered everywhere. So I found that to be odd, but I'm like, oh, maybe Cece wouldn't pick what shoe she was on and she was in a hurry because she needed to go. I don't know. So those were out, and then we went over to the neighbor's house because...
Oh, they went over to the neighbor's house because he said he had the whole thing on video. So we all went over there, Chris included, to watch it with the police. Oh, Chris. With his sunglasses falling down on his sweaty, nervous head. Check this out. Pewy Newton says, we also have my kid's drum set and record player and collection there. But just before then, he said, I do. we have random empty space upstairs and a couch, right? So, I mean, do you ever sit on it? When? Is it like something you sit down on to tie your shoes when you're getting ready? Or do you put your shoes on downstairs? I mean, that's fine. It's just, I'm trying to visualize what I would do with a couch upstairs. I don't even have an upstairs. So, problem solved.
He said the cop had asked questions I couldn't tell you. Like at that point I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying to like look for things that her mom was asking me to look for. She asked me to check the knives. I'm like, no, all the knives are here on the counter, like the butcher block or whatever. She asked me to go down in the basement and look just to make sure. I went downstairs. Stuff like, I mean, she was like telling me, because she lived there, she's like, did you check her shoe closet? She has this amazing shoe closet in her office that her dad built her, sorry.
Well, why does she have an amazing shoe closet if she only ever wears one pair of shoes? Unless it's 3 foot of snow, which really brings your options down to boots. You know, are they all snowshoes in the shoe closet or what? I mean, you know, she's an avid snowshoe collector. She has the same ones used by, you know, that Swedish guy that went to the South Pole. IKEA. Something IKEA.
Okay. But I was like, Sammy, like they're not here. I don't know what to say. They're not here. Then at some point the neighbor said he has security cameras that face the driveway. And he said it only picks up motion. So he has it time clocked of when I dropped her off and when I left, but it doesn't show Shanann getting out of my car, and she got out of my car and got her luggage and then went up to the house. And I backed up, but I sat there for a second to make sure she made it in the house and shut the door and everything was fine. I can confirm she was in the house.
And she went in through the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I don't know if she flipped the lock after, I don't know. But she did go through the front door. And then he had security camera of that, and then he had security camera of Chris backing up his work truck to their garage at 5:18 in the morning and loading something up in it. And that's when my mind went bad, like really bad, because what would he be loading up at 5:18 in the morning? And Shanann yells at him, and he doesn't go out the garage because the garage is right below the girl's bedroom, and it would wake them up. He always went to and from the front door, as far as I know.
Okay. I assume the police took that video.
I think they got it today. I went back over because I talked to Fox 31, just doing a plea, like, if you're out there, please come home, please contact somebody. And they were there at that time. The neighbor said they asked him for the surveillance, if they could call, he could call his or whatever, not insurance, security system place and get the video sent over to him. And they were there with a K9 unit too, so.
Okay.
I mean, and this whole time I'm trying to be as cordial to Chris as possible, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think you said several times that your mind went to a bad place or something to that effect.
Because her purse, well, then we found her purse. So then after we saw the videos, we go back in the house, and I found her purse right inside the door of her office. And I went in her office several times. It was like tucked right there by the door. I just walked past it.
Was it behind the door?
No, it was like right next to the door. Like the door was open, and then on the opposite side, it was sitting right inside the door.
Okay. So did it appear like somebody was trying to hide it, or just?
No, I think she just like somebody set it right inside the door as they were walking by or whatever. So, like, I don't know. He's never made me think that he would do anything bad or done anything to make me assume that. But Shanann wouldn't leave her phone. She wouldn't leave her car. She wouldn't leave without the kids' meds. Like, and I'm just like, Chris, you were the last one to saw her. Where is she?
Because that was one thing I was going to ask you about. So this EpiPen that she carries for Cece,
Mm-hmm.
does she go anywhere without that?
That I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure the school has them, but she had, like, I don't know how, I just know she carries it on her if she's gonna go somewhere where there might be an issue.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have one in the car, like, I don't know to that extent, but I know, like, when she travels, she has a little case that has all of their inhalers and an EpiPen and all of that in it. So, and she just got back from North Carolina, so in her office, on her desk, there's bags of all different kinds of medications that the girls take, like, you know, Tylenol, ibuprofen, Motrin, allergy medicine, and whatever, I don't know what they're prescribed to, so whatever it was all still in baggies.
Okay.
So my thought is, if you were gonna leave your husband, why not pick up the baggies that are already packed and take them with you?
Right.
But all of their luggage was there too, that was the other thing. She bought the girls special luggage to go to North Carolina. Like, if you were gonna leave, why wouldn't you pack up their clothes and take it?
Okay. So did Shanann ever?
Yeah, the answer to that question is that Chris would have taken the luggage with him, but the bags would have been too big to fit in the shallow grave
Sane.
on top of a pregnant wife. Yeah. You should have combined the Sarah Boone case with the Chris Watts case and then just put Shanann in her own luggage and bury her in that. That would have actually been more respectful, right? You know, to not even cover the body in a sheet before you bury it. I mean, like, if someone gets buried alive in a movie, the killer, even for their enemy, would put a sheet over before throwing the dirt onto the face. How disrespectful. Better to put her in a bag, or just obviously not kill her at all would be best. But, you know, hypothetically.
Anything to you about their relationship?
So, the week they were in North Carolina, and I can show you text that she sent me, she said, I think it was the second or third week she was there, and there's posts all over Facebook about it too. She got in a fight with Chris's mom because she went to Chris's mom's house to visit, and I think her name's Cindy. The other grandkids were there and they were older. Cindy bought ice cream that has everything Cece's allergic to in it. So Shanann asked, and this is just hearsay, I don't know. Shanann asked Cindy, please do not give this to the other grandkids until I get Cece to bed, because she's not going to understand and she cannot have it. And she took it and put it back in the fridge, and then I guess Cece went and got it, and then Shanann put her to bed, because I mean she's so sick. Like, you eat not peanuts, but cashews and kiss her, she could go into shock. That's how severe it is. So, they argued or whatever. Shanann went back to her parents' house the next day, and as far as I know, she did not go back and see his parents. But they celebrated Cece's birthday while they were down there, because she turned 3 in July, and the parents did not come to Cece's birthday party. So I know there was like a falling out between Shanann and Chris's parents, and then she called Chris and told Chris what was going on. So apparently there was some issues with her and Chris. And the whole thing, I don't know. And then I was told that Chris went and saw his mom and dad while he was there and spent the whole day there. And Shanann's mom, Sandy, and Shanann both said that Chris was not himself when he came back. And then, like, I knew something was up because of Facebook. I didn't ask. I figured she'd tell me when she got back or whatever. I mean, we texted a couple of times, but she was on vacation, spending time with her family. She didn't.
Chris was not himself when he came back. Was that referring to coming back to North Carolina? Or leaving North Carolina to come back to Colorado? Because, let's go back a second. It's given me an idea.
And Shanann's mom, Sandy, and Shanann both said that Chris was not himself when he came to Cece's birthday party. So I know there was like a falling out between Shanann and Chris's parents, and then she called Chris and told Chris what was going on. So apparently there was some issues with her and Chris. And the whole thing, I don't know. And then I was told that Chris went and saw his mom and dad while he was there and spent the whole day there. And Shanann's mom, Sandy, and Shanann both said that Chris was not himself when he came back. And then, like,
Shanann's mom, Sandy, and Shanann both said that Chris was not the same when he came back.
I knew something was up because of Facebook. I didn't ask. I figured she'd tell me when she got back or whatever. I mean, we texted a couple times, but she was on vacation, spending time with her family. She didn't post pictures of her and Chris that week. Like, I don't know, they hadn't seen each other for 5 weeks, so it was a little odd that they weren't in pictures together or being lovey-dovey or whatever. So I didn't say anything, I just found it to be odd. There wasn't any pictures of Shanann either, and Shanann takes selfies all the time.
Okay.
Like, it's an every morning ritual of a selfie and you point to your DFT because you're trying to promote it type thing. There wasn't pictures of her very much that week either. So, and she texted me I don't know if she texted me, I'd have to look back at them. She either texted me or I'm pretty sure she texted me. She called me I think like once, but she really couldn't talk. She was around Chris the whole time. And I can pull it back up if you want me to. I mean, it was a couple weeks ago, but I save all my texts. I've learned the hard way with employees. Texts are important. She's basically just said that she didn't know what's going on.
What does she say? I saved all my text. I found out the hard way. Is that what she said?
Texted me. She called me I think like once, but she really couldn't talk. She was around Chris the whole time. And I can pull it back up if you want me to. I mean, it was a couple weeks ago, but I save all my texts. I've learned the hard way with employees. Texts are important.
Employees.
She's basically just said that things were.
But that thing about Chris not being himself when he came back, if that's back to Colorado, so they got back on. When was it they got back? We've got to get this timeline down. We've got a huge Chris Watts timeline about to be released. But that's something we don't have. What was the arrival? Who's got this in the chat right now? Confirm. What date did Chris, Shanann, Bella, and Celeste fly back from North Carolina to Colorado? What was that date? Let us know in the chat.
She didn't know what's going on. He was acting weird. She hadn't seen him in 5 weeks. He wasn't touching her. They weren't cuddling. He wasn't holding her hand. Like, he wasn't sleeping in the same bed with her, which I find that really odd. No.
So is that all of that?
That was
new?
prior. Yeah.
Oh, that's new. So prior to this.
Oh, prior to North Carolina, like, not to give you intimate details, she said that they were like screwing like rabbits, and he couldn't get enough of her, and they were doing it in the pantry where the girls were in the other room. So to go from that extreme to I don't want to touch you.
Doing it in the pantry. What, just before she went to North Carolina? Do you think that's true? I don't think that's true.
Is odd.
Okay. So prior to the North Carolina trip, there was no indication from
No, I
Shanann
went on a trip with them.
that their relationship was on the rocks, anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Right before she left for North Carolina, I was in San Diego with her and Chris.
Well, maybe it is true, right? Because he hadn't had his big 5 weeks yet, right? But he was feeling hot, right? Probably for the first time in his life, he felt desired by both women. Probably one new woman, a hussy, at work, and then one loving wife. So maybe he was just like, here, look at me. you wanna go to the pantry? But just enjoying the adoration, because he's sick and selfish, but mostly sick.
Chris, we won a trip through Lavelle. We were all on a paid trip by them to just enjoy San Diego. So I was with them for 4 days right before she left for North Carolina. So.
And how were they then?
Lovey-dovey, taking pictures together. I have tons of pictures of them together on my phone. So I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know where I was in the conversation or what you asked me last. Oh, so they had the falling out. So Chris was acting weird,
right.
and then she texted me and said things were bad, and that she didn't know what she did or what was going on with Chris, and she thought that it was his parents, and the only other time he's ever acted like this in their marriage was right after they got married, and it was because his parents didn't go to their wedding. and that he
So
like,
did his parents not like her? Is
no,
that what
they
I'm
do not
getting?
like her. Yeah, they
Okay.
do not like her. His parents do not.
Do you know the reason for that?
I don't per se.
What did Shanann say? Our relationship hasn't been this bad since we got married. So it didn't start off too good either, huh?
Like, I've met the parents like in passing. I've never spent time with them. I don't know. She can be bossy, but in a good way. I mean, it's not like I've teased her because I'm like, you're so bossy, but she's trying to like push you to do good things and like motivate you. It's not like a bitchy bossy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what she's like with Chris when I'm not there. So,
Right.
But yeah, she told me through text. She's like, "Girl, I'm gonna need you more than ever when I get home." She's like, I don't know what's going on wrong. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I didn't do, basically." And I was like, "Okay, like I'll come over. We can talk, whatever." And I was supposed to watch the girls when they got back because they had the ultrasound video of the baby to find out what they were having. Because the next weekend when we got back from Arizona, which would be this weekend, we were supposed to do a gender reveal party for them. So they flew in Tuesday night late, and I was over at their house Wednesday night before we left. I went over and watched the girls, played with them, painted their nails, that kind of thing, hung out with them. My mom and dad went. But Chris was really weird when he came home that night. He did not say hi to me. He did not acknowledge me at all, which is not normal for him. He'll like give a hug or he'll acknowledge that you're there. He'll say, "Hey, how you doing?" Whatever, and then he'll go on in his merry way and do whatever. He did not talk to me at all that night.
That was Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been the
And I mean,
8th.
they were in a hurry or whatnot, but because he was running late, so I literally got there when he got there, and we like bypassed, but he didn't say anything, and he seemed really like uptight, would be a good way to put it.
Okay.
So they leave and go to the doctor's appointment, and then they come back, and she gives me the envelope of what the baby was gonna be, and I said, "Okay, we'll find out in a week." Like, and she was like, and then I started, she's like, "Don't open it in my house." And I was like, "Oh, fine, I'll wait till I get to my car." So I go home, and then she texted me that night, and she said, people blowing up my phone. I can tell you, I have not had so many text messages, phone calls, and messengers on Facebook ever in my life.
I'm sure.
I do not want to be a celebrity at all. I left a job because my phone blew up all the time. Let's see. Since I was with her most of the weekend.
And how did she seem over the weekend? Did she seem fine?
She was, last weekend,
Yeah.
she was not her normal self. She was very down. She was constantly like second guessing how she was talking to people because she didn't want to be, I guess, bitchy. I'm not sure. Chris and her had a conversation, I guess, Thursday night. Oh, I guess I'll get to that in a second.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Finish
you're
what
okay.
Looking for.
Yesterday. So, so they go and come back, and while they were gone, I asked how she was doing, and I showed her pictures of the girls, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be so hard not to like tell her what it was once I found out." And then she texted me that night. I texted her at 9:46 because I knew by then. I said, "Oh my God, this is gonna be so hard." She texted me at 9:55 on Wednesday, and said, "Chris said we're not compatible anymore. He refuses to hug me. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said he refused couples counseling. So no gender reveal." So she canceled the gender reveal party
Okay, so that's
Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
So that would have been
Was
the,
it 8th, 9th?
I think so. It would have been the 8th.
8th.
So then I texted back and said, What? I don't understand. What does he want to do then? And she said, no gender reveal. She's like, I'm putting my friend's thoughts. I don't want to fake a happy Chris. And I was like, I'm not putting my friends through a fake happy Chris. And then again, I said, because it wasn't coming out, it says con gender reveal. I was like, is she trying to say no gender reveal? So I was like, so no gender reveal, question mark. And she said no. And then me and another girl was doing it. I said, do you want me to tell Taylor or do you want to? And she asked me to tell Taylor, so then I later texted Taylor. And then I said, okay. And she's all, he doesn't care that he's hurting me. And I said, what does he want you guys to do? And she's like, he's done. He said he will work it out. How do you work that out? I was like, what does that mean? Because I didn't know, like, what does that mean? I'll work it out. That's what Kristen said to her. I said, you don't work that out if you're not willing to work on it. And then she said, can you tell me what I'm having? I need some happy news, please. And I said, yes, I can. Are you sure? She was like, yes. And she's like, I'm not telling anyone though, not even Chris. I said, can I come tell you in the morning? I'd really like to tell you this kind of news in person and not through text. I didn't say not through text, but I said, I'd really like to tell you in person. And she said, sure. I said, or I can come tonight and tell you, like, right now. And she's like, no, it's okay. I said, are you sure? I will. Because by this time I was texting, it's a little after 10. And then I was like, I just want to see your face. She's like, it's okay, I'm still crying right now, so I'll wait until AM. And I said, I can come over now. And she's like, no, it's okay, I'll wait. And I don't know if you want to know the text message, but she said I might go masturbate to relieve stress. So, you know. And then I talked to her by that point because this next isn't until Thursday afternoon. So I did go over the next morning. We were supposed to leave, well, obviously the next day, so everything was whatever. But I went to Walmart and I got some stuff for the baby, and I got them these champagne poppers. So if they did decide to do it, like, it'd be exciting for whoever did it, whether it was her and the girls or her and Chris or whatever. There was, you know, they're gonna have a baby. And they were having a little boy. They are having a little boy. And she asked him if, and I took it to her house and said, like, it was in a little bag or whatever, and I said, here, if Chris wants to do this with you or whatever, and she said he wanted to wait to find out with her that night. So I gave her the bag and I stayed for a little bit, and then because she was trying to, like, appease him or make him feel better or whatever, she wanted to mow in the backyard. And I was like, Shanann, you're not mowing the backyard, it's like 80 degrees outside. And she's like, I just need you to help me get it down the rocks or whatever. So I ended up mowing her backyard for her before I left, because I'm like, I'm not gonna let you mow the damn backyard. I'm just not. So I mowed her yard, and then I went home and did my stuff, and I talked to her. She said, what if, because her anniversary with him, like their dating anniversary, I think was the next day, on Thursday. So she's like, do you think I should ask him to go away so we can work on things while I was there? And I was like, I mean, you could. I don't know what he's willing to do. So she did text him, and she texted him and asked him if he was willing to go away. So then she started sending me all these Groupons and asked me, like, where they could go. And I'm like, well, you could go up to Glenwood, depends on how far you want to drive. So we were discussing that. So she's texting me all those Groupons and stuff.
Oh, now we got the Groupons. Everything these people do is with Groupon or a gift card. I mean, you know, have you never heard of just, you know, choosing somewhere that you like and paying what it costs? I mean, it doesn't need to be. It'd probably be better to do that than go the gift card route. You know, that gift card thing is such a scam, because how good is the food at the Lazy Dog? Exactly, right? Potato skins. Okay. It's not 1984, okay? It's okay to eat contemporary and not in the Lazy Dog with their sticky tables and menus that you can colour in. Disgusting.
And then she asked me about when I worked, because she was trying to find someone to watch the girls so they could go. And then we stopped texting at like 11 o'clock that night because I was here at work, and she asked if I worked on the 17th, and I said yes. And then I was like, question mark, and she said nothing. And I was like, it's not nothing if you're asking what's up. Like, she usually doesn't ask if when I'm working.
God, you know, as much as I appreciate the good work that Nickole Atkinson did in this case, I mean, you know, it's not like he would have gotten away with it without. But it's just nice that Chris wasn't given a minute, not 1 minute, to just come up with anything. You got to think, when he left that day, get rid of the bodies, go to work, come back home, no one here. Do whatever the fuck I want. I'll work out, speak to Nickole, and I won't need to hide anything. You know? Probably had a great night planned. Should have been coming up with a plan, but he probably just would have enjoyed the space. So, although the police would have gotten him anyway, probably later that same afternoon, had it not absent the actions of Nickole Atkinson, it's just nice to know that she didn't give him a fucking minute. But apparently, from her descriptions of her own interactions with Shanann, that was the kind of person she was. And I just want to say for the record that me personally, I wouldn't be able to handle a friend like Nickole anywhere near me or in my house at any point. Not happening. Okay? Totally not my kind of person. But thank you for not giving Chris even 1 minute.
Because there's just something. And then she texted me at 3:29 and said she was up and showered, and I said I was counting down the minutes and wishing that I had a shower because I've been here all night.
What time was that then? Up and showered? That wouldn't have been at 3. This is the 8th, right?
And then she said, text me when you leave. And I said, when I get out to the parking lot, I have to change. And then I texted her I was on my way, and then I picked her up. And then we went to the airport.
Yeah.
So. And I didn't see Chris that morning. I didn't see the girls. But she was off all weekend. I mean, we were constantly telling her, like, eat Shanann. I carried a water bottle with me all weekend, and I was constantly giving it to her, telling her to drink, because she kept saying she had a headache. And Cassie, that was with us, is a nurse. So we're both, like, you know, taking care of her, because that's our nature. And she would take a couple bites of food, and when...
You see, even Nickole really, really has this, like, oh, we're like sisters thing or something, right? BFF or whatever it is. Best friend forever. Like, she even wants Shanann to drink out of her water bottle, because I think to Nickole, if they drink out of the same bottle, it's like they're family, right? And Nickole seems to really like... I mean, you heard that stuff that she was saying a minute ago, like, oh, you sure you want to wait till tomorrow? I can come over right now if you want. And Shanann's like, no, it's okay. No, I'll wait. Don't trouble yourself. Oh, it's no trouble. I can come over right now. No. I'll wait. And then finally I had to say that she had to go and relieve stress alone.
Eat them, and then normally, like, I mean, and I know she's 50.
But that was probably just to get rid of fucking Nickole. No offense. Appreciate your work, but I personally, and I know it's not relevant, but I would really not be able to cope with Nickole Atkinson anywhere around me, I don't think. It's just really not my bag. But I'm sure I'm not hers either. So that all works out.
18 weeks pregnant, but normally we'd like go out and do something. We didn't go out. We stayed at the hotel the whole weekend. I mean, such we're going to dinner. We'd go to dinner and come back. So, I mean, even the whole last day we were there, the whole point of us staying there the last day was to like go see Arizona or explore in Scottsdale. I sat in the hotel room with her. Not the hotel room, but in the hotel lobby. Because we had to be out of our room by 11 and our flight was until 8:45 that night. So we didn't go, we sat there. Because Shanann was, on the way there, she got Chris a book to try and help. She ordered a book and then she downloaded it on her phone so she could listen to it. We listened to it on the plane together on the way there, and then she listened to it majority of the weekend. and she was picking out like how the book related to her and Chris and how she could change these things or that things. And
What was the book name? Do you remember?
I don't, but I could find out for you. I know the friend that referred her to it.
Okay.
Do you want me to text her real quick?
Yeah, if you know it. So actually, I was gonna have you text a bunch of stuff to me, if you would. I would appreciate it.
She'll already be bombarding you, believe me. I bet she kept these detectives busy, right? Being such a central witness. I mean, she had international acclaim after this, right? I think she's the one that started the Atkins diet. That's the other thing. And I don't mean to pick, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's just something common sense, right? I mean, the Thrive thing is in part a weight loss patch. And Nickole Atkinson was selling them. I mean, that just doesn't seem to really add up to me. I guess most of it's over the phone, right?
Can I have a separate piece of paper?
Yeah.
And I know I asked the detective earlier that called me, but I wasn't trying to be non-cooperative or whatever. I've talked to so many people.
I'm sure.
I was like, I need to go to work.
Sure. You just gotta be for a little bit.
Okay, so what did you want?
All right, so let's see. Let's go in reverse order. So the text string that you had with her.
What do you mean, go to work? You spend all day moving boxes from the basement to the garage. From the in-date pile to the expired pile. Another batch, ruined. We didn't sell these fast enough. I know we shouldn't have gone for the 10,000, bulk bonus. The bulk package. We had to bring up our profit from 46 cents to 47.5 cents. And for that, we lost 2 cases.
On the 8th of August, starting at about 9:55, where she talks about he says he's not compatible and he's done.
Okay.
Will you send me that text string?
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then I'll give you other people's information, because like Cassie, I don't know if they were in text message or not, but Chris told her she didn't want the baby.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you'll put
I can write down everybody's information.
if you'll write down Cassie and Christina as well. And then if you'll do the photograph of the shoes.
And I don't know why I took a picture of the shoes. I really don't. It's just like when I was walking through the house, I'm like, well, that's odd. That's odd. Because, to me, I don't understand why the police officer let us go in the house.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, at that point, it's still at this point where it's still a missing person.
Right. But, he let us touch things and go through things, and that's where I'm like, I don't know, I've watched a lot of crime shows.
Right. I understand. If you could do the few texts that you sent her on
the day of
the morning that she was supposed to go to the doctor's office,
which is
as
the
well.
12th.
The 12th, yeah.
Okay.
Like you said, you sent several texts that morning. If you send me screenshots of those.
It was the 13th, not the 12th. The morning that she went to the doctor, supposed to go to the doctor's office, was the 13th, right?
And Chris has been corresponding with all of us over the week. There's 5 or 6 of us that
Has been?
Yeah, so I'll give you all of their numbers.
Yeah, if you would, that would be great.
Well, he wasn't really corresponding with me, but he talks Cassie's husband Josh. I'll just put Cassie and Josh.
Lenny says, I think Nickole sold Thrive part-time and was referring to another job. You mean she didn't even dive in with both feet?
Josh.
I mean, that's not the sort of commitment that Shanann would surely expect from a BFF, right? How long do you think it would have been before Shanann had Nickole on the diamond package? Top tier.
Okay. Are they good friends?
They met through Thrive, but like on all the trips we go on, they hang out together. And then Cassie came out to visit, and they stayed at their house. And,
Okay.
I mean, they're bros.
Can you imagine? I mean, no disrespect to Shanann or Nickole or anybody else, whatever. But can you imagine spending a whole, what was it, 3 days, 2 days, 3 days in Scottsdale at this sort of little, what do they call it? A training or something, but basically a mini convention. They're going to have an event room and a little fucking coffee, what do you call it, thing on the thing, and people will sit and talk Thrive all day long. Seems to be a lot of mostly women, right? So it's all young mothers that have ditched their careers that they've been building, and since having their firstborn have turned to Thrive as their, well, income line and social connection line, right? Because they're that's how it works. You make friends with someone and you say, hey, are you happy with your career? I mean, because I got into this thing and I want to tell you about it. So let me just tell you about the diamond package, right? Satisfaction guaranteed. It's a certain kind of person that's drawn to that kind of business operation. And at this convention at the Embassy Suites in Scottsdale, Arizona, a whole bunch of them were meeting together in one place at the same time and hanging out. I mean, what were the conversations like in the elevator? What were the conversations like at the breakfast buffet? Oh, when did you get into Thrive? Well, somebody told me about it at work and I thought I always wanted to change my career and work for myself. I wanted to be my own boss. So now I stay in my bathroom until noon. I said it again. Bathrobe. They probably all do stay in the bathroom. I mean, that's part of the pitch, right? A job so easy that you can do it on your phone or in the bathroom on your phone.
So is she still considered a missing person?
At this point, I don't know if anything's happened since I've been talking to you.
Well, because the lady that called me, she's like, we have some more evidence and need to talk to you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just a clarification thing.
Do you need to know where they're at so when you call, they're up?
Oh, some of those in Hawaii, you mean?
Yeah, like Christina's in Hawaii
Yeah,
and
he's right.
Addie's on the
Hawaii,
East
that's
Coast.
fine, yeah.
Eastern, and she's in Arizona.
Did you happen to take pictures anywhere else on the inside of the house?
I can look. I don't know why the shoes stick out to me. Probably because she wears them all the damn time.
Okay.
She's like, you should buy these shoes. Do you have her mom's number?
Go ahead and give it to me. I'm sure we've got it somewhere, but make sure I've got that.
Why? Can I ask a question?
Sure.
She's a missing person because of the children. Why haven't they issued Amber Alerts, Colin?
Well, with an Amber Alert, there has to be specific actionable information, like they were seen with this person, and that person presents a possibility of bodily injury or death to them.
Okay.
Since we don't have at this point an indication that they've been actually killed.
We just started a poll, guys, because we're thinking of starting a multi-level marketing campaign of our own called, it's the Metrics Level Metrics Marketing Campaign. True Crime Metrics sold in bundles to millions, billions, right? That's what we're talking about. And don't forget, everyone that works under you, you get a cut of their sales. Shit goes downhill, money goes up. Vote in the poll, support the channel on the goal, and have a great day.
Kidnapped or anything like that. That's the reason it hasn't been an actual Amber Alert. That doesn't mean that it can't evolve into that. But if we just issue Amber on missing people all the time,
Right.
it loses its effectiveness.
Okay. Then you want...
I was going to ask you, any indication of infidelity on either party?
So, this weekend, this is one of the things that happened this weekend. Chris said he went to a Rockies game on Saturday night.
Who'd he go with, you know?
People from his work, I have no idea. That's just, he
Work.
yeah. He went to a Rockies game on Saturday night, so they got a babysitter.
He went with somebody called Billy Bourgeois or something. What was it? Ricardo Bourgeois? I mean, that can't be his name. But that's what Chris said. We have it on tape.
For the girls. And Shanann was texting with the babysitter to check on the girls throughout the night. But we were in Arizona, so they're it's an hour difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
An hour later. Chris wasn't home by like 9 o'clock, which she thought was odd because it was an afternoon ball game. And then she checked her bank statement and he went out to dinner, which that's not odd, but the total was $60-some. And she's like, why would he spend $60-some at dinner? And I'm like, maybe he had some beers, I don't know.
You remember where that was?
The Lazy Dog in Westminster, off of 144th and I-25. It's in that Orchard shopping center.
Okay.
So
What kind of restaurant is that?
it's like a bar and grill type thing.
So you'd have to work at it to get $65.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about, because I'm like, well, we went out to dinner tonight, and it was a Mexican restaurant, but it was a bar grill type thing, and, I mean, I had some drinks, so I was like, well, my bill was $47 tonight, and she was like, Nikki, $63, yours was $47, and it was one person. I'm like, well, yeah, but we didn't have appetizer and dessert. It's like, so maybe he, like, was treating himself, trying to make her feel better, because she was, and then she called him. I don't know if she called him or texted him. I think she called him because me and Cassie went down to the pool. And she said she called him. She said she was going to call him. So I don't know that she actually talked to him because we weren't in the room. But she said that he wasn't home yet either. He didn't get home until 10:30, which she found that to be odd because it was well after dinner. And she knows when he gets home because their security system tells you when you open the door.
All right.
So, she asked him what he had for dinner. And again, she's trying not to accuse or be snarky. So he said, oh, I had some salmon and a beer. And she's like, oh, okay, we'll save the receipt because I need it for taxes. Because she writes off everything. So then she gets off the phone with him or whatever. When we come back, she's upset. And she was like, what do you...
So she's a tax cheat as well, huh? Oh, just kidding.
I don't know. And she looked up the menu and he said he had salmon and a beer. And she's like, that's only like $30. Where's the other $40? I'm like, I don't know.
Salmon and a beer is $30. In my day, you could get toast, coffee, eggs, potatoes, choice of breakfast meat, and still get change back from the nickel.
Man, like, if you ask Chris to save the receipt, you'll have to look at the receipt. I was like, maybe he bought one of the guys dinner because they bought him something at the ballgame. Like, who knows? So then she started going through their bank statement to see if there was any high charges while she was gone, because they don't have that relationship where he spends whatever he wants, she spends whatever they want, the bills get paid, you know. It's like, you want something, go buy it type thing. So there was that, and then the phone conversations were very small. Usually when we're on trips like that, they talk for 20, 30 minutes. She'll talk to the girls sometimes, they'll FaceTime. They weren't doing any of that. They send pictures back and forth. There was no pictures, and the reason, or at least I don't think there was, because Shanann usually shows her, would be like, oh, look at Cece or Bella doing whatever.
Hey, good idea, Pewee Newton. Did you see any videos from the Thrive events? I don't know, I haven't seen any videos from the Thrive events, but I just had a quick look and I found this one. Look at this. What do we have here? It's a video called Lavelle, 60 Seconds to Success. Guaranteed. Introducing someone to the Thrive experience. Let's check it out. See if we want to get into it ourselves, right? They could be a sponsor.
It's not about what your experience is. It's about what this Thrive experience can do for them, right? And a lot of times we may not be able to relate to that person that we're talking to, but we know that someone else can. And I was on the phone with somebody early this morning, and they didn't know that you can go to the fan page and use the search option to identify somebody really quickly, like a fireman or a doctor, nurse. Yeah. Like, you can be specific in the experience that you want to share.
So I'm supposed to go on Facebook and search for a fireman. Yeah. You can be specific in your search and sell to fireman.
Going behind the scenes and private messaging the individuals that you are introducing the Thrive experience to, private messaging them something like, hey girl, I know that you've been looking at Thrive. You have got to read the story I just shared on my personal page. It has your name written all over it.
People fall for that, do they? It has your name written all over it, but you can see.
May not be able to relate.
Look at the design of this brochure. I mean, does that really do anything for anybody? I mean, come on. Lavelle, ultra micronized nutrition, Thrive, lifestyle patch. Formulated for women, formulated for men. All right. Well, what about if I want to give one to my pet iguana? Formulated for iguanas, by iguanas.
To that person that we're talking to, but we know.
Well, there it is, right? That's the shot. That's the dream that they're selling. Look, the women on the couch with the laptop, yeah, and the sort of, what do you call that? The way they're dressed. That's like home comfort chic, right? Home comfort chic. So women want to be dressed all day in home comfort chic, right? With sports socks, on a nice recliner, chatting to their other young mother friend about, how to search for firemen, and and what's that big blue thing over there? What is that? That's the Thrive flagon. A flagon of Thrive. What's behind there? Hot buttered popcorn. Okay. Come on, I want to know in chat, who's got a fucking popcorn machine in their cinema room? What do you call it? Movie theater room. Who's got one? Who's got one of those buttered popcorn machines? The retro. I mean, what do those cost? $500? You use it once, right? And then it stays there collecting dust and being an embarrassment to your bad decision making and investment choices, right? Oh, we gotta get one of those, you know, those like antique popcorn machines? You know, we can get one, and then every time we watch a movie as a family, we can have popcorn made by the machine. It'll be just like being in a real movie theater in 1928.
This Thrive experience can do for them, right? And a lot of times we may not be able to relate to that person that we're talking to, but we know that someone else can. And
These are the people that are thriving, are they? In what way? I mean, in what way? One's got really small teeth and one's got really big teeth. Is Thrive responsible for that? What is it dependent on your biochemistry whether Thrive will shrink your teeth or grow your gums? Because one of those things is going to happen. Clearly, you can tell from this picture, we have the proof.
I was on the phone with somebody early this morning and they didn't know that you can go to the fan page and use the search option to identify somebody really quickly, like a fireman or a doctor, nurse. Like you can be specific in the experience.
Did you hear the friend in the background? Nurse, nurse, nurse is a good one. All my clients, nurses. Every single one of them, nurse. No, I've had a lot of luck with nurses. Is this what they talk about at these events? And I'm not saying that because Shanann was involved in this obvious, shitty, schemy, sleazy business model that she deserved to be murdered. Those are separate issues, okay? Murder, very bad. Thrive, very bad. But they're nothing to do with each other, okay? Just to be clear for the record.
That you want to share, even going behind the scenes and private messaging the individuals that you are introducing the Thrive experience to, private messaging them.
Even going behind the scenes and private messaging? I mean, yeah. It's called spamming, you know? And most people work out how to do that with, you know, automated through a computer where they don't need a team. Going behind the scenes and private messaging? Firemen? Oh, nurses. Nurses are good.
Them something like, you know.
I want to hear, sorry, I know we take a detour, but that's why we're first choice. I just want to hear the bit where the friend pipes in with the nurses.
Search option to identify somebody really quickly, like a fireman or a doctor, nurse. Like you can be specific in the experience that you want to share.
Nurse, definitely nurse.
Even going behind the scenes and private messaging the individuals that you are introducing the Thrive experience to, private messaging them something like, you know, hey girl.
Hang on, what was the message?
Behind the scenes and private message.
What are these messages here? Yeah, 7 p.m. will work. Some people are arriving about 6 p.m., but no rush. We will be here all night, playing cards, etc. Should be fun. What? That's not business. Okay, great. I will bring some drinks and maybe a dessert. Billy said he will bring his good looks. We will see you at 7 p.m. Awesome, looking forward to it. Billy is in. This should be a lot of fun. What do we need to know? Are we meeting around 7? We will have some burgers to eat, but if you want to bring some drinks, that would be fantastic. All right, that's not business. They're going to be playing cards. Billy's going to bring his good looks. This person's bringing drinks. They're serving burgers and having extra drinks. There's not been one word about business. But when you put the text conversation in a big spinning graphic next to a cell phone with a FaceTime picture of a woman on it, it feels like business, doesn't it?
The individuals that you are introducing the Thrive experience to, private messaging them something like,
OMG, you have got to check out the Thrive experience at www.lavelle.com experience. 0 clicks. What's the hook here? What is the hook there? That is the worst possible message. I mean, it's the worst message to sell the product, to build the network, or even to sell the experience that is being sold in this video. This video is showing you how fun and how easy and how great it is to, get rid of that old career that's been dragging you down since you left school, crushing your soul day by day, and you can thrive with Thrive, right? I mean, OMG, you have got to check out the Thrive experience at lavelle.com/experience. There is nothing there to be appealing to anybody. In fact, this message is so bad that it would have a negative impact. That would create unsubscriptions, or people would unsubscribe.
Hey girl, I know that you've been looking at Thrive. You have got to read this story I just shared on my personal page. It has your name written all over it.
It has your name written all over it. That is so generic. That is so impersonal. You know what the other person should say? Okay, tell me what my name is, prick. Because I know I'm just on a big list. You have a big list and you're calling everybody and saying, hey girl, you have got to check out the new Thrive patch package. It has your name written all over it. Betty Sue. And then Betty turns around and says, my name is Betty Carroll. Okay? It's Betty Carroll. Get it right. The success shown in these videos is not typical of the success, if any, a Lavelle brand promoter can or will have. There are no financial guarantees. Product results vary for individuals. There are no guarantees of specific results. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to cure or prevent any disease. Keep out of reach of children. Not suitable for individuals under 18 years of age. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, consult a doctor before using this product. If you are taking medication or have any type of medical issue, consult with a doctor before using this product. They must be pretty fucking careful with the legal department to actually put that in, huh? Albeit in the small print that nobody but me, I'm probably the first person in the world to ever read that. But it's not great, is it? I imagine that has come, their decision to include this message at the end of their video must have been lawyers looking at everything, all the risks, right? All the risks involved to the company should someone sue for misleading promotion, false advertising, and that's without all of the medical risks to the end user. But Yeah, a lawyer must have said, look, this is risky. If someone did want to sue you, they could really go to town if we don't put this in, so we better put it in. But make it really small and hard to read. A little blurry. Oh, that's it? Okay, good. All right, let's just wrap up the Nickole Atkinson, and then maybe we can have a look at something else, Miss Chris Watts. Any Chris Watts?
There was none of that. And then he let her go because he said he wanted to work out or something whenever she talked to him last. So she let him go. And then the next day, I can't remember if she talked to him that morning or not, but it was very sparse throughout the day. He was going to take him to a birthday party of the girl that babysat, I think the brother or something. And through people commenting on Facebook and all the stuff that I've seen, he was at the...
Oh, so our buddy Raguso likes the antique popcorn machine. Nice touch, he says. Okay. Well, what, in your own home? Nah, come on. Popcorn all over the floor, it would be a nightmare. And if you've got pets, forget about it. I don't know what Thrive does, but is there anything it doesn't do? Yeah, I don't. It does everything. It does everything you can think about. I went to a training at a startup that had a popcorn machine and a keg. Yeah, I remember that period where startups were those little novelty things were everywhere at some point. When was that? I think it was pre-Lehman Brothers. But yeah. Well then, of course, the financial crash, recession, global, popcorn machines went out the window. Unless you got on the ladder, the Thrive ladder, and sold Thrive, right? To pregnant, sick people. And another thing that I fear about these companies is that with Thrive particularly, right? Who is their target market to become a seller? Unhappy women. Women that thought they were going to be doing all right with the 2 kids and the mortgage and the husband who works in the oil fields. But it turns out the dream was false. And now they're so disillusioned by not knowing why they don't have the life that they thought they would end up with, because in their minds they've done everything correct in order to get that. Ticked all the boxes. 1, 2, 3. Check. Nicely done. But it hasn't added up. Why not? Why not? Is that rain? Oh, cool. Wicked. Summer rain. I hope it's going to be a storm. If it is, I'll open the window and we can have rain sound. I actually really like that. Turn the rain machines on. I've got to get me one of those. I just have the real thing. We're in the tropics now. Yeah, so they target women that are totally disillusioned by not ending up with the life that they thought they would if they did do everything right, check all the boxes, and get it done, right? But you what do you end up with? You end up with a fucking expensive house with a husband that doesn't love you and turns to the geologist slut at work for his creature comforts. No good. What do? Where do you get that connection that you crave in your marriage but will never find again? You get it at Thrive. Not from the product itself, but from your colleagues and customers that are all 100% women that are struggling with the exact same disillusionment issues and need and starving need for connection and there was another word there, but I've forgotten what it is. Intimacy, I suppose, not in a sexual way, but in a thrive way, in a business thrive way, right? So they thrive together, or throve. If it's two of them, is it throve? I throve, but I thrive, you thrive, we throve. I think that's it, right? The plural past participle plural. Just a company like Thrive, when they go to the drawing board and they think, what are we going to do? Who is our customer? Who are our sellers? How can our sellers garner more sellers to be sellers for them that ultimately sell for us? That's the trick, right? And you have to get into the predictable psychology of the marketplace. And what is that marketplace built up of in, Denver suburbs of Colorado? Unhappy women, right? No offense, but just all those families, Saratoga Drive, Saratoga Trail, whatever, every single one of them is a cry for help, right? What does it say about the occupants when they go and buy a house in Saratoga Trail? It says, we're looking for something. We're looking for something that we don't have. We think it's in this house, but one day we'll find out that it's not. But it'll take us hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to find that out because we're following the system, right? And then where does that system lead them to? Selling Thrive from their home that they hate. Forcing their husband that hates them to sell the patches that they don't know how to sell or whatever. She tried to set him up with an account, didn't she? Set him up with a Facebook post on his Facebook, like, yeah, let me post as you. Oh, have you seen the Thrive patch? My wife started selling Thrive, and now everyone should sell Thrive. Sad, pathetic. But again, not something that she should be murdered for. Murder, very, very bad. Thrive, very bad. But different. Two different things. Not connected at all. I don't want to. Fuck.
Birthday party. The guy said he was at my house, and I don't even remember his name or where I saw it, but I did see that on Facebook.
Okay.
And then she called him that night when we were at the airport, and I figured she talked to him for a little bit, but it was a very short conversation. She wasn't talking. She walked off. She's like, will you watch my stuff? I'm gonna go talk to Chris real quick. And she came back, and it couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. I was like, are you okay? And she's like, no. She's like, I haven't talked to him all day or hardly at all this weekend, and he wants to work out. He started working out while he was on the phone with me, so I just let him go. And Chris didn't used to work out like this all the time. With Thrive, he's lost 70, 80 pounds, and he's gotten really fit in the last 6 months.
Where does he work out at?
In their basement. They have it's her mom calling me. I'll call her back.
Okay.
So, and then we came home, and she was upset because she was like, he didn't even want to talk to me. And then I did remember seeing a text from him because she texted him and told him our plane wasn't going to get in until about 1:32 in the morning because of the delay. We weren't sure, because at that time we weren't sure. They were estimating, we were waiting for the flight crew to get there. Because she was like, he didn't even want to talk to me. And then I did remember seeing a text from him because she texted him and told him our plane wasn't going to get in until about 1:32 in the morning because of the delay. We weren't sure, because at that time we weren't sure. They were estimating, we were waiting for the flight crew to get there. And he said, holy crap, that's late. And something else, but I remember the holy crap, that's late. And I didn't see any texts after that. And I know Shanann was in a lot of plane on
Yeah. Holy crap, that's late. You mean I'm gonna have to wait up until 2? I was hoping to get this all out of the way by, when you got back at 11. I didn't realize I'd have to wait up to murder you. For God's sake, Shanann, this is really throwing a wrench in the works here, This is the kind of thing I'm talking about, Shanann. This is why we don't work. You say you're going to be home at 11, you're traveling home from a work event pregnant, and you can't even be bothered to make sure that plane's not late. No. No more, Shanann. No more. I can't accept this no more. I'm not going to accept this no more. See you when you get back.
plane, in pain and a lot in the plane because she wouldn't sit still. She kept moving and readjusting and trying to
get comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you have any knowledge about their finances? I mean, were they in debt up to their eyeballs? Were
Yeah.
they rolling in it? Were they?
I would say, I mean, I don't
Didn't we
know.
just
I
go over
collected
that?
their mail while they were in North Carolina, and there was, but the
did
girls were not going to be there that day, and then told them that they were. Oh, he told me to leave the house, and everything was fine, even though the car and things were still there. He did
Chris
he
told
did
you
tell me
to?
to leave the house.
When was that?
That was when I called him the first time. He's like, would you please leave and quit messing with my doors, because I kept setting off his alarm system. This is hearsay, but he told
Would you please leave and quit messing with my doors? This is... I gotta write that down. Look at that. We've had a beautiful one there. Would you please leave and stop messing with my doors? They're setting off my alarm system. Okay? Please leave. Stop messing with my doors. And this is what he says to the woman who has phoned and said, Chris, I'm looking for Shanann, very worried about Shanann. She was pregnant, she'd missed her appointment, blah, 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 blah. She could be dizzy, she could be diabetic, she could be dead on the floor upstairs, Chris. Open up, Chris, let me in. I need to find Shanann right now. His answer, would you please leave and stop messing with my doors? I am at work right now in the oil fields.
Cassie to not get the police involved when he talked to her. He mixed up his stories with everybody. So he told me that the girls and Shanann were on a play date, and then he told her mom something different, and then he also told Addie, which I gave you her number. He texted Addie something different too. I think one of them was that she left in the middle of the night, and the other one was she left that morning with the girls.
Okay.
Yeah, mid-morning.
Yeah.
Early mid-morning. Very early morning. Midnight? I don't know. No, it was definitely between midnight and midday. Or yesterday. But definitely not after dinner.
He told the girls' school that they weren't
Today's dinner. Obviously it's after yesterday's dinner because she's gone now and I have already had dinner.
going to be there. They were separating and moving out of the house. Shanann wouldn't leave anything without anything, especially meds. And the other thing, the house was locked up. Like, the more I think about it, there's no way she could have left that house without somebody seeing her. Like, the way it was locked from the inside, if she was in that house when Chris left, she would have had...
You hear that? I mean, it's good in this case because he was caught for the murder, but would you like to live in a place, and I don't know, probably most people that are hearing this do live in a place where where they're actually unable to leave their own home without being on video. Some kind of video, whatever it is, a neighbor doorbell cam, their own doorbell cam, traffic cam, whatever it is, right? I mean, and yet Nancy Guthrie can escape without any trace, without any consequence, nothing. International search for Granny, with all of the FBI in the world on the case, and they come back with 2 huge empty hands. I got home and nothing.
Had to go out the garage. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if Chris didn't lock that house up like that before he left, she would have been noticed on the neighbor's camera. Like she said Chris is being cold, not himself at all, yelling at the kids more often, and just not himself. Oh, and because of the company he works for, and he has to go to oil wells, there's a GPS tracker on his truck.
Yeah.
So.
We're aware of that.
Yeah, I already told him that yesterday, so.
Okay. All right. So.
She was sorry.
Yeah, shoes. Other
He's
pictures.
getting sidetracked.
Other pictures. I'm sorry.
You're the 3895789. No, that's
9303895
5846.
Yep.
Yeah, you can remember it ends in a 5. Nickole rhymes with thrive. Right? She needs to end this with a really strong close on her pitch. And that's all I'm going to say about Thrive. Unless you'd like to hear more. Pulls out the gold membership pack. Unless you want to go to our platinum pack. Do you know with the platinum pack you can get up to 500 downlines working under you? Do you know what that does to your monthly income commission? Yeah, exponential growth. Guaranteed. Health, wealth, finance. Maybe you don't all understand French, but there's a little something in this world called finance, okay? And if you'd like to support this channel and others just like it, you can. And you can do that on Patreon, where we are doing lots of things on there. Lots of great things, big things, exciting things, things that you would probably feel like you were missing out on if you weren't a part of, right? Take a look around the room, viewers. Look in front of you, look behind you, to the left, to the right. Some of the people you're looking at are about to make a wise decision. Maybe the wisest decision that they'll ever make in their lives. That decision will be to become a member, a Patreon member of True Crime Metrics on Patreon. Are you going to let them leave you behind with nothing? Yeah, you feel like you're in a community now, but come back in 2 weeks where it's just you and a load of empty chairs because everyone else has moved up to the top level where you could be but are not now. No. You got to take those steps internally, externally. Breathe, read, sign up, support, create, contribute. Buy me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/ true crime metrics.
Oh, I have a picture of a car in the garage that my son took.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good too. Oh.
Before we opened the garage. Oh, and I do have a screenshot of the guy that said he was at his house. Do you want that?
The guy that said he was there?
Yeah.
Who's that?
His name's Jeremy. I can't see it, but I'll send you the picture of it. Jeremy Lindstrom. He said, yes, I have the cops. My daughter watched the kids Saturday night, and the girls were at... Whoa, my phone's going crazy. And I don't know why, but I sent you a picture of a screenshot of an update that Amanda had sent. Let's see. And then you wanted mine. I sent you the one from that morning. But you wanted the one from the day before, right? The 8th, or before we left?
Yeah. One where you talked about that they weren't compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you would.
Weren't compatible.
Oh, I'll redo that one. Someone just texted me. Okay. And then the book. I'll have to text Sharon and ask her.
Good observation, Peter Caldwell. Y4E. The cop sounds like Cat Mellender's lawyer. I agree. I'm not a fan of surveillance either, but neighbors' cams have come in handy a couple of times. Oh yeah? For what? Somebody stealing your Amazon packages? Hang them!
Yeah, it's not a big deal. So she actually had it sent to him, the book?
Yeah, so she downloaded it on her phone and then she had it sent by Amazon Prime. It was supposed to be delivered to the house on Friday.
Okay.
Or to the mailbox or whatever.
Alright. Did she ever say if it was delivered?
What?
Did she ever say if it was delivered?
She didn't.
Okay.
And she said she was going to wait to ask him if he read it because she didn't want to be pushy and be like, how many minutes?
Right.
And she told us she was going to write him a letter.
Didn't want to be pushy. Sounds like Shanann was handling it pretty well, you know. All we hear from Chris and others is, oh, Shanann was so pushy. Oh, a real busybody, real bossy business, business boss bitch sort of thing. Chris had to walk on eggshells the whole time. He wasn't allowed to be a man. Oh, no. She had him mopping the floors, wearing a little apron. Pink. Actually, he did have that really garish fluorescent pink shirt, didn't he? See if we can pull up a picture of that. I mean, check out how bright this is. It looks like the shirt has taken an ecstasy tablet. The shirt. Chris Watts in pink. Pretty in pink. God.
Over the weekend, whether she did or not, there's a
Hold up, hold up, hold up. That's the ferry horn sound. Where's this damn shirt? I know it was here somewhere. Save image. TDY. This one. God, look at that. Happy family, huh? Nothing gonna go wrong. And then came Nickole Atkinson. Walked in. And what? Got pissed off at that woman for demanding that Chris... This is the other thing. Probably most of what Chris was saying to Nickole that contributed to Nickole Atkinson making the decision to perform the right manipulation to make Chris kill his wife and children, which is speculation, but also on the other side, she absolutely did. That's what happened, speculatively. A lot of it was bullshit, right? We know that Chris was sort of taking advantage of the situation between Shanann and his mother Cindy because they didn't talk. And if they ever did talk, neither of them believed what the other one said, right? So Chris was able to be the puppeteer. He was the marionette. Is that the word? Marionette. He was the marionette of the families, right? He's got his immediate family here and also his, well, I suppose they're both immediate families, but you know what I mean, his family and then the family he came from. No communication. So what's Chris able to do? He's able to go to Shanann and say, God, you know, I'm so sick of my mother and she shouldn't be doing that, but, you know, she's just never going to change. And, you know, I just don't know how to go about it, Shanann. She's a bully. She bullies me, she bullies you. Let's move to Colorado, Shanann. You know. And what does he get from Shanann for doing that? Sympathy. A little rub on the head. Even bringing out Shanann's need to protect Chris from his own mother. Do you think Chris doesn't like it when that happens? Or do you think he quite likes it? And then, of course, he's doing the same thing to the other side, right? He's going to his mother and saying, oh, fucking hell, Shanann is a nightmare. I don't know how you put up with her. I don't know how I put up with her. Married all these horrible years. If only there were a way that, you know, she just wouldn't be there anymore. We can only wish, Mom. And of course, Chris's mom is like, oh, we know, son. We know, son. You're my son. You're my son. I'll always love you, son. You know, we know what she was like, son. We know what she did to our son.
book that was in her purse. It's a green book, and it says like some quote on the front of it. So I don't know if there was a letter in there that she started to write in, or if she was writing stuff down of like things she could change or she'd done wrong or whatnot. But she had that book with her the whole weekend. It was a notebook, like a binded notebook. It's like a mint green. And for the life of me, I can't remember what it says on it, on the front of it.
Okay.
But she had that the whole weekend, and she was writing it off and on. So I don't know if that, but that was at the house with him. So
Okay.
What was this about Shanann's notebook? Has that ever been released in evidence? Who's an expert?
she was writing it off.
Sorry, please. Are you an expert? Peter Caldwell. Are you an expert? Do you know if the Shanann Black notebook has been released? See, I got to speak to Rabbit Hole, man. We've got to form an alliance here. Maybe.
Off and on. So I don't know if that, but that was at the house with him. So
Okay.
like, is it normal for people to do this?
No.
Okay, so I'm not crazy to think badly.
No, and the circumstances kind of it's hard to not go to that place.
Yeah.
You know, with especially with, you know, the keys, the phone, medications, the kids, the car. You know, you kind of look at the totality of everything, and it
Right.
kind of starts to add up to a little bit of suspicion, and that's why we're involved. The FBI is involved.
Right.
So it's definitely got our attention, and we're doing the best we can to see if we can find her and the kids.
I mean, today when I was at the house, give me a second. I know what I want to say. It's just not coming out. Chris was out because the neighbor came over to me after I talked to the reporter. He came over to me because it was in front of their house, like off to the side of it. And Chris had actually came out of his house because the canine dogs were going in, and we were gonna go in the house just to check on him. Like, I'm trying to be. So I don't know if there was a letter in there that she started to write in, or pushy, and be like, yeah. So she downloaded it on her phone, and then she had it sent by Amazon Prime. It was supposed to be delivered to the house on Friday, or to the mailbox, or whatever.
So I got to go back to this point. So right now she's talking about the, what would you call it? I guess you call it a self-help book, How to Fix Your Broken, Horrible Marriage That You Hate, you know, in 2 easy years, or 2 easy weeks, right? How to fix, what was that? How to Fix the Broken, Horrible Marriage That You Hate in 2 easy weeks, by Chris Watts. New York Times bestseller? I think not. That'd be a bit ironic. Shanann had gotten him a book. This was mentioned in his sentencing, wasn't it? When District Attorney Rourke said that Shanann had gotten him this book while he was looking at trips to the Caribbean and browsing jewelry, custom jewelry to buy for his new girlfriend. What would be a really good gesture? How about a trip to the Caribbean? Yeah, man. Chris Watts is the least imaginative person, especially when it comes to gifting women, or no, sending gifts, giving gifts to women, romantic gifts, especially his fucking little love note Valentine's cards. I mean, every single one of them he thinks is this fantastic declaration that Nickole is going to be just so excited to receive. But let's go to one of them, shall we? Let's go to one of them right now. Look at this. Hang on. Zoom in. Zoomy. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Whoop, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. That was the master I had in, I think about 1999. How big is this image? Too big. What is all this shit? Love in the little things. Love in the little things matters the most. Love in the little things matters the most. It's a clumsy sentence. Thanks for every one of them. Is he writing that squiggly letters, or is that part of the card? It's part of the card, isn't it? Maybe he's gone over it with... What is this? What makes this better if it's in a card? I mean, if it's her birthday, or God, even Valentine's Day, I suppose, for a normal person. I could just never dream of sending a Valentine's card to anybody. I mean, fuck off, get real. Every day should be a celebration of our love. We don't, fuck, and we don't need, what's the card company called? Hallmark. Sorry, I'm eating this rice cake. I'll put it down until I finish speaking. That's the polite, good-natured, professional thing to do. Yeah, these little cards. And Chris, how long, even if she liked this or found it cute, how long do you think that would have lasted? Because I'm betting that the cards would have gone up in number, the frequency would have gone up, and it would have gotten very annoying very quickly. But he's under the impression that this is gold, what he's doing, right? Solid gold, poetry.
Right. Did she ever say if it was delivered?
What?
Did she ever say if it was delivered?
She didn't.
Okay.
And she said she was going to wait to ask him if he read it because she didn't want to be pushy and be like, how many minutes?
Right.
And she told us she was going to write him a letter over the weekend. Whether she did or not, there's a book that was in her purse. It's a green book, and it says like some quote on the front of it. So I don't know if there was a letter in there that she started to write him, or if she was writing stuff down of like things she could change or she'd done wrong or whatnot. But she had that book with her the whole weekend. It was a notebook, like a binded notebook. It's like a mint green. And for the life of me, I can't remember what it says on it, on the front of it.
Okay.
But she had that the whole weekend, and she was writing it off and on. So I don't know if that, but that was at the house with him. So.
Okay.
Like, is it normal for people to do this?
No.
Okay. So I'm not crazy to think badly.
No, and the circumstances kind of it's hard to not go to that place.
Yeah.
With especially with the keys, the phone, medications, the kids, the car. You kind of look at the totality of everything, and
Right.
it kind of starts to add up to a little bit of suspicion, and that's why we're involved. The FBI is involved.
Right.
So it's definitely got our attention, and we're doing the best we can to see if we can find her and the kids.
I mean, today, when I was at the house, give me a second. I know what I want to say, it's just not coming out. Chris was out because the neighbor came over to me after I talked to the reporter. He came over to me because it was in front of their house, like off to the side of it. And Chris had actually came out of his house because the canine dogs were going in, and we were going to go in the house just to check on him. Like, I'm trying to be cordial because I don't want to think that, but in the same token, I'm thinking that. over to me after I talked to the reporter. He came over to me because it was in front of their house, like off to the side of it. And Chris had actually came out of his house because the canine dogs were going in, and we were gonna go in the house just to check on him. Like, I'm trying to be cordial because I don't want to think that, but in the same token, I'm thinking that. But he's got no family here either, and like I really don't want to think that of this person because I really, really cared about my friend and those girls. But I checked on him. I was like, "Are you okay?" And the neighbor pulled me aside and said, "When you get a chance, come talk to me." And I was like, "Okay." Like, why do you want to talk to me again? And he's like, "This is weird and things are bad." And I'm like, "Obviously, dude. Like, I don't know what you're gonna say." So then I went back over to Chris and I said, "Do you know anything? Has anything hit the checking account? Like her credit cards? Did she take any credit cards?" Like, I'm still in my mind trying to process. And he said, "No." I said, "Chris, did she?" Because we get paid every Tuesday on Lavelle. And you have to set it up either for like a prepaid credit card type thing, or you have to set it up for direct deposit into your checking account. So I was like, "Do you know the login? Log in and see if she had her money transferred today." And he logged into it and he didn't, like, it hadn't been transferred for the last 2 weeks, what she got paid from Lavelle. So I was like, "Transfer it." And he was like, "Why would I transfer that?" And I was like, "Because if it doesn't hit your account, it's going to hit some account." I mean, I don't know if that was smart or not smart, but if it doesn't hit their personal checking account, then it's got to go somewhere.
And who's paying that?
Lavelle.
Lavelle? What is that?
It's the Thrive.
What does that mean? If it doesn't hit our account, it has to go somewhere. Well, no. If you put in the wrong details, like invalid details, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be returned to you. What was that trying to do anyway? I don't know. And did you hear that as well? Lavelle, pay our wages into this little sort of, company credit card thing they give us. Or you can have it transferred into your checking account. Do you think those two options give you the same amount of take home, or fucking hell? Companies like Lavelle, stay away. Stay away.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Lavel?
Mm-hmm. And I can give you, I don't have Paul Garrett's number, but Addie Maloney would have his number, and they might actually be able to look and see if Chris says it doesn't hit the account. Paul Garrett's the CEO of the company.
How do you spell Paul's last name?
I don't know, I can look it up though. How funny. He just posted 22 minutes ago. Gravette.
Okay. Anything else you can think of?
No, but I've had several media sources reaching out to me wanting to talk to me because this was the last one that technically saw her besides her husband. What do you suggest there?
Man, I can't tell you what to do.
Right.
From an investigative perspective, we would prefer that you don't talk to them right yet.
Okay.
We do have a PIO, the person.
Private investigator.
I'm sorry, public information officer. Brain fart. Public information officer who handles all of our media relations and what we put out to the media.
Okay.
We'd like to try to regulate that as much as we can.
Okay.
And and again, I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. Use your best judgment.
Right.
We would prefer that you don't talk to people at this point.
Okay.
That's kind of worse.
Not that I disagree with what he's doing, but we can't tell you not to. We can't tell you what to do, so we can't tell you not to, but we would like you to not talk to the press. I think they should also. You should also make it clear that if she did choose to speak to the press, then nothing about how she was treated by the police would change, because it couldn't legally. But it's very easy to infer from what he just said, the subtext is, if you talk to the press, we are not going to be friends. You know? All of this, what we have here now, gone. Burnt to dust. Because of your bad decision to talk to the press.
Understand.
Okay.
So I'll let you use your best judgment.
Okay.
But like I said, we prefer that you don't right at the moment. There will be a time and a place for that.
Okay.
So
What do I do?
you can use it to let them go to voicemail, or you can tell them no comment.
I don't know how they're getting my phone number.
Yeah.
They've texted me, they've messaged me on Facebook, they've called them up messages, and I'm
Right.
like, how the hell did you get my phone number?
Yeah, they're good at what they do.
Yeah. One of them called my aunt. And I'm like, how'd you even know she was my aunt?
Yeah. Right.
So,
I mean, you can let them go to voicemail, not answer them. You can answer them and say, I have no comment right now. Whatever you think.
okay.
So, and if you think of anything further, please send me an email. So
Okay.
that's my desk line on there. And you got my you
Or
got my
send me
cell
an
number.
email?
Yep.
Okay.
So, or send me a text. It's fine too. You can do
Okay.
that. So
Would you stay away from Chris?
at this point,
I mean, there's no reason for me to go over there, but then I'm the only one here, so they're like, well, what's Chris doing? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting at his house 24/7 with him.
Right. So I mean, and I understand your desire to want to be involved and try to
I don't
help.
necessarily in that sense. I don't understand.
Yeah. No, I get it. Can I get that pen back?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thanks.
And your list.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
want that? Yeah,
Yep.
you want that.
So, you know, I would recommend that you probably not contact Chris.
Okay, and
For
if
the-
he
for the-
contacts me, leave him?
Yeah, probably for the time being.
Okay.
So,
Is it wrong
Any
to
other-
ask if he's a suspect?
since it's technically a missing person, there's not technically a suspect, but he is somebody that we definitely would like to talk to further.
Right.
So, and you watch the Dateline.
Since it's technically a missing person, there's not technically a suspect, but technically, that's just a technicality. And he is under suspicion, perhaps. It's technical.
Stuff, and you know how that stuff goes.
Yeah.
So
No, why?
people that are involved tend to draw a little bit of the spotlight more.
And, like, if it was a crime of passion, I honestly think to God he'd strangle her. Only because she already has the neck issue. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was that from?
She had I don't know if it started out as a slip disc but it was a degenerative disc. And
What was that from? That was from the last time she got home late. Her slip disc? Yeah, I know. She was 10 minutes late and he threw her down the stairs. He said, next time it'll be serious. Don't let that happen again, Shanann. Understand me? Do you understand me? Good.
they went in and fused some stuff in her neck. She's got a scar on the front part of her neck.
Okay. Did
They're
she,
in most of the pictures.
Did she have a car accident recently?
No, she had a car accident in, I want to say it was 2007, and then she got some neck and back issues due to it.
Okay.
Why?
Did they have a Ford Explorer?
They did.
What happened to that?
I can't remember if they owned it and sold it, or if it was on lease and the lease was up and they didn't re-sign the lease.
Okay.
But they got rid of that about 6 months ago, 3 to 6 months ago, because they both earn, so through Lavelle you can earn a car. And if you hit certain criteria, if you go and purchase and lease a car of their car list, then they'll pay you $800 a month or $1,600 a month for your car payment.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's worth it to go get the car if you don't
Yeah,
have that
yeah.
car payment. So that's why they have the Lexus. The Lexus is through Lavelle Tech, not like through Lavelle, like if she quit earning that amount of money, she'd have to pay for it out of pocket, but they pay you every month on the second Tuesday of the month, and you get $800 or $1,600 depending on what bracket you're in
Yep.
to go pick out a luxury
So
car.
technically, it's a company car.
Technically, yeah.
That's interesting.
But I mean, you have to sign the lease, and
Yeah.
if they don't end up paying you, you're still.
Yeah. No, technically you're right, and technically they take it away if I don't, meet my quota, quarterly quota, my QQ. That's what me and the girls call it, our QQ. Yeah. Technically, it is a company car, and technically, it's a symbol of my permanent decision to stay trapped as a number in the database of Lavelle.
You're still on the hook.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so they had gotten rid of the Ford because they were talking about getting another car. So,
Gotcha.
but then she said they were because of money issues, they were not getting another car because they were using, if you don't go purchase the car, then you still get a car stipend, but it's only $300. So they were just using the $300
Sure.
for whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, if you think of anything else, send me a text or send me an email
Okay.
or give me a call, whichever.
Okay.
So,
Do you need anything else from me?
not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
So, you're here till 6 a.m., is that right?
Yeah, and my 16-year-old was there too, so
Okay.
I don't know if you want to talk to him, but
Come to think of it, gift cards are, the restaurant gift cards that Chris was using to go to the Lazy Dog and to go to the Burger King, whatever. That's a popular incentive thing in companies like Thrive, isn't it? With all of these, like, yeah, you get a company car, and hey, if you do really well on your first month, gift cards. You ever been to the Lazy Dog? Well, now you can try it. With a gift card. If you eat before 4:30 in the afternoon, sit by the bathroom, and only order the gazpacho served ice cold, even in winter. But I'm certain that it wasn't even Chris getting these gift cards, right? That's not his sort of thing. No one's going to tell me that fucking Anadarko was giving him, like, what? Thousands of dollars worth of gift cards. For what was it? The line? Doing good stuff at work. Good stuff. What is that? You check the pressure, run your tests, put them into the computer, log them to the database, and you're done. That's it, Chris. There's no good stuff at work. And if there was, you're so backseat, middle of the road, sit on the fence, that you wouldn't put your neck above the parapet to do that good stuff at work, right? So gift cards, in the quantity that you had them, not believable to me. Not believable at all to me. But what is believable is that your little sugar squirrel over there, what's her name? Kessinger. Sugar squirrel would be much more likely to be owed a favor. And I'm not saying anything untoward, although I definitely am. But however she got that favor owed to her or whatever, she was provided gift cards in a big bundle, right? Or she stole. She is a thief. She's a documented thief. But you can also just tell with Nickole Atkinson. She's got thief eyes. The way she glares at things, the way she stares at things, she's eyeing them up to see if there's any value to her in pinching them. I'm surprised we didn't get her on video in one of those interrogations room, swiping the ballpoint pens from the table when the officers left. Could have happened. She's got thief eyes. Everything about her, even her complexion, even her haircut, even her dress sense, it all spells one thing. Thief. Right? Does anybody disagree? Because I think I'm bang on. And she's the sort of person that could get owed favors or get access to a room where she can thieve unseen and take a big old bundle of those gift cards, right? And stuff them in Chris's glove box. Or her own glove box. No, she would have given them to him, right? Get rid of the evidence. If word came down, she'd throw him under the bus. First sign of trouble. And she did, didn't she? My point is that the gift cards weren't Chris's. They were, what's her name? Kessinger. Kessinger got those. I don't know how. But it makes a lot more sense to me than Chris doing good stuff at work, whatever that might be.
He was there with me. The 2-year-old probably won't tell you much. So, yeah, I'm here till 6 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I traded a shift this week so I could have Saturday off so I could go to Arizona with Shenanigans.
No.
Hi. This is my trade.
Now you're paying the price, huh?
Yeah. Always the one. Apparently.
All right. Well, thanks for sitting down with me. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Have a nice night.
Well, that's it already? Okay, good. That was Nickole Atkinson being interviewed by police on August 14th, 2018. The day after. That was the day that Chris did the news interviews, isn't it? And also the day that Chris had his first interview with Graham Coder. That was a little later this afternoon, early evening. Now, I just wanted to have a quick look at this. If you want to all watch it with us, that sounds like a great idea.
Hey guys! So, it's been about 2 or so hours and I just wanted to go live and show you guys the Thrive Bites and how they look. So we're gonna wait till a couple more people pop on. Girls are sleeping, getting some things done while they're going to sleep. And we'll share the Thrive Bites here in just a moment for you guys. I'm gonna get a container to put them in.
If they just had their, like what Nickole Atkinson said, they were in the pantry, just in the pantry for an extended period of time. Chris has got a bit of a smirk on, which he does, doesn't he?
I just wanted to go live and show you guys the Thrive Bites and how they look. So we're gonna wait till a couple more people pop on. Girls are sleeping, getting some things done while they're going to sleep. And we'll share the Thrive Bites here in just a moment for you guys. I'm gonna get a container to put them in. So I'll leave you with Chris.
Yeah, don't sell the weight loss patches yet, Chris. Okay, 2 more months, at least.
I've never had the drive bites before, but I love it when she makes them, and they're absolutely delicious. So once she gets a container to put them in, I'll actually eat one here, and you guys can see what they look like, but they're absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
I love the peanut butter taste.
What's going to happen to you when you eat it, Chris? Are you going to lose weight spontaneously, instantly? How much? 30 pounds? Thrive Bites. I love it when she eats the Thrive Bites. Now she's going to go and get a container to put them in, and I'm going to eat one on film so you can see what that looks like. Okay, well, I want to sign up for this immediately. I want to become a distributor. I want to invest in stock to store in my own home, and I want to start building a team to go out there and sell. Based on this, Chris. Based on your presentation here today, Chris.
Taste. Oh, she found one. No bites on yet, but
Hey guys. Okay, so I'm gonna pull them out of the refrigerator.
they are delicious. Slide into one.
Is this like him being fucking, what's her name, Martha Stewart? This is Martha Stewart. Or the other one. It's a bit like when Savannah Guthrie had her mother come on the show to make eggs. You know, now we're going to whisk the eggs and add a little bit of milk.
Side.
So that's pretty much it. So they all slid all around, but those are
Okay, well that looks like a fucking, cat has shit on an oven dish. Very sick cat. You couldn't even put them in a straight line. I mean, what is this mess? You've just got that out of the bin.
our Thrive Bites for the next couple of days. They're really good. And
Couple of days. Couple of days. Hang on. Let's go back. Couple of days. Chris is going to have that in one handful. One Thrive handful.
That's pretty much it. So they all slid all around, but those are our Thrive Bites for the next couple of days. They're really good. And I'm going to wash my hands and I'll put them in there.
Bella loves the chocolate chip. That's all she eats is the chocolate chip.
And the peanut butter.
And the peanut butter, but she mainly eats the chocolate chip. It's amazing.
Okay. Well, that's the only two varieties we have, Chris. We've got chocolate chip and peanut butter. And what kind of fucking idiot is... I mean, look, peanut butter is great. Everybody loves peanut butter. It's not healthy. Okay? It's butter. You shouldn't eat butter at all. Ever. Yeah. Yeah. Thrive patches with special Thrive diet nibbles. Peanut butter cookies. What is it with these people? Have they never heard of fucking strawberries? Strawberries are nice, right? Tasty. You got the nice texture. Lovely. Plus health. And they just grow for free. How great is that? And you're fucking around here with something you're trying to sell as a health tip, peanut butter cookies. Okay. You see what I mean? This is exactly the kind of shit that any sad woman, young mother, is gonna listen to and go, yeah. So I can keep my snacks. The only thing that I cling to bring me some sorts of sense of happiness in my day, I can cling to this and still receive that, but also be brainwashed into thinking that it's healthy. Girl power.
Can you eat one now?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. That's what it looked like. It's good. Very good. Delicious.
You just can't eat them all in one sitting like you like to try to. I go to make them, and he packs his lunchbox in the morning. Usually has food ready to go, and he will sit there, and I'll come to check the refrigerator, and like half the container's gone because he's taken them all.
Can't just have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or
How
5.
rude.
Kind of keep eating them, and all of a sudden you already eat 5 and it's gone. It happens.
Remember, you guys can add anything
Painful,
to
isn't it?
these. You can try different flavors. You can.
You can't just have one or
Hey guys. So it's been about 2 or so hours, and
So, man.
so we just shared our Thrive Bites. I made some of them a lot bigger than, or bigger than I normally would. But hey, Michelle. But there you go. Oops, you don't want the container. Thrive Bites right there. Did you get all the ingredients, Michelle, to make them? Thrive Bites. Who wants one?
yeah, look at all that health. Nothing but carbs, processed trans fats, and oh yeah, a lot of sugar. Big on the sugar. You know why? 'Cause sugar tastes good. Peanut butter tastes good. Chocolate chips in peanut butter taste good. Oh, what is the matter with people, huh? I don't understand. I don't understand. Sugar, sugar, sugar. It's all those gas stations you people have. I mean, it's a big country, right? So you got to have a lot of gas stations. What do gas stations sell? Mountain Dew. How many varieties do they stock? 250. What also do they sell? Doritos. Not just 2 flavors like the rest of the world, but 85 different flavors in one single gas station. Fantastic. God bless America.
I will, Annette.
They're really good.
Sorry, guys. I don't want to eat in front of you. I'm not a guy where it looks good when you still eat in front of you.
I think it look good.
Kevin, you got to make some of these. You'll love them.
Really good.
Okay, Michelle. Annette, I'm going to post it. I apologize.
You see, that could have been a bitchy comment. All these people that say, oh, Shanann made bitchy comments about Chris. That was a great example of not making a bitchy comment about Chris, right? It was actually a bitchy comment about herself. Self-deprecating and still putting Chris in the spotlight, on a pedestal, right? I don't want to eat in front of you guys. It's not sexy like when a man eats on camera or into a microphone. But these aren't peanut butter. I already feel guilty because they're slightly salted.
Didn't post it earlier. The girls were keeping me busy. So I store these in the refrigerator. So, you know.
I store these in the refrigerator. Yeah, it's generally where we put all of the food.
Just take them as you need them. You know, they're super simple to make. You guys saw me make them earlier, 15 minutes tops. I think the most work is getting the ingredients together. But other than that, it's easy. Easy peasy. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go do some work and put him to work. He's off, so now it's time for him to do housework. We gotta organize the basement. So, here you go, Kevin. I'll send you the ingredients. You guys can definitely make.
Organize the basement, Chris, huh? Didn't have to organize the basement when you were at the sand dunes, did you? No. Basement time was over then, wasn't it, Chris? It was sand dune time then.
Make them, Kevin. It's super simple to make, and it'd be great work. Not even just great workout snack for you, but even overnight snack when you're at work. So try it out. Super easy to make. Even you can make it. If Chris can make.
Try it out. Super easy to make. Super healthy. And if you can't be bothered to make them, just open up a jar of peanut butter and eat the whole thing with a teaspoon, piece by piece. That's the Thrive promise.
Make it. You can make it.
Anybody can make it. Anybody.
All right, guys. Have a great day, and I'll post the ingredients in the thread. Bye.
Fantastic. We did have a bit of a... did we lose everybody? Because the computer just shut down spontaneously, which doesn't normally happen. Why did that happen? Is it too hot? Everything's too hot. We live in, well, what's a place that's really hot? A sauna. Sauna all day, and not the good kind. Where is our administrator? Maybe we should say good night. Well, thanks for coming and watching this show with us, guys, because, you know, we're still really going through information gathering, right? I feel like a sponge soaking up liquid, but it's not liquid. It's education, right? Piece by piece. Then we'll develop a really clean picture, and then we'll come back and do the whole journey with you again. And that time is when, you know, I feel so behind on this case. I feel like I've got a lot of catching up to do, which is surprising for me because I always feel like I'm in the front. But not today. Not today. But maybe again sometime soon. We'll never know. We will be back tomorrow, Sunday, for a members-only live stream. That is for our members. Because at True Crime Metrics, members come first. No, moderators. Moderators, members, metrics. Well, you know, I guess we should leave it there. How do we do in the poll? Let's go to the poll and check that poll, end that poll. That's the other thing with Rabbit Hole Rocks. It was the show I was watching earlier, and she described how she'll go the whole day up until a live stream and not use that time to prepare for it. Well, she said it so eloquently, which I am unable to do. Clearly. And then, you know, for me, it's the same every time. The last fucking 5 minutes getting ready for a live is like, okay, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do that I should have done earlier. Maybe someday we will. But also the end. The end's the same. You always forget the fucking poll. But not today. Today we remembered the poll. And the poll says, would you like to sell Thrive? Now, 82% said not in a million years. 8% said absolutely sounds great. 5% said, I already do. And 5% said, I'm on the patch fence. Excellent stuff. Good information gathering. We're going to start recording every poll we do for data. Collect the data, rule the world. That's what Thrive did, and we're right behind them. They went up to $2 billion in sales after the murder, having previously declared their first $1 billion in sales in late 2016, early 17. I'm not sure, one of the, but reasonably. So the turnaround to get to the second $1 billion did seem very quick, and I wonder if there was an acceleration in sales. Right? Thrive, Lavelle had a huge amount of exposure from this, and a pretty good case study. If you look at the before and after pictures of Chris, he went from some sort of sea leopard manatee man cow. He went from man cow to chief baboon in a very short time. 6 months? Great exposure for the product. I think it had a really, really positive effect. I asked this question in a poll not so long ago, and people were expecting that because of the bad publicity, Thrive equals child murder, that it would damage the product's reputation in the marketplace and sale value, all that business jargon. But actually, declaring your second $1 billion in sales after not long before the murders, I think it had a really positive effect. It was all over the media, right? Everybody knew. Everybody that was ever thinking about getting a patch suddenly had it forced down their gullet live in a murder trial on TV. Anyway, I think we should probably cut it off there. We're coming up to top of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. Oh, look, I did it again. It is 5:59. We started this stream at 2 o'clock in the morning. We promised 4 hours. We've hit it on the button again, just by naturally. No planning required, none needed. It happens because we believe it will. Every single day. And that's the beauty of True Crime Metrics. That's why we're first choice. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Thank you so much to our chatters, super sticker givers, super coffee go-getters, super PayPal supporter donators, super bulletproof metrics moderators, the best in, well, of anywhere, really. On TV, now that we're on TV. We'll be back tomorrow night with, I don't know, maybe we'll ask all our Patreon members what the show should be, and then they'll tell us because they have special privileges. Didn't you know? Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, Patreon members, they have special privileges now. All sorts of privileges that you'll never know because you're not a Patreon member. But you can be today by signing up. Sign up. And yeah, thanks again, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night for more metrics of something, some description. Don't know what it'll be. Watch the social media. Watch the notifications. Watch the show. Comment on the show. Like the show. Love the show. And tell us